If it starts to be low on battery, have more batteries. So.
Well, I plugged it in though. Or you mean for that guy?
Oh yeah, for this guy. Yeah, so it says record, right? You saw the screen?
Yeah.
Alright, we're good.
Really?
We'll just edit this out in post.
Yeah, we're all 4 of them are up and down. All 4 of them are up and down. Yes, they are. Yeah, check. Yeah, we're all good. We're all checking.
Alright, here we go.
Finally!
Your attention, please.
Ladies and gentlemen,
here we go! How do you do? Mighty pleasant dream.
When hinges creak in doorless chambers.
Space Mountain!
Yo-ho, yo-ho.
'Cause this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness!
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Here we go.
Finally! We got it done, guys. What? Carlos is back!
The man, the myth, the legend.
Episode 35, Volume 2! We finally got it. What's up, guys?
Wait, before we go on, just introduce yourself once more.
I am El Guapo.
El Guapo!
Check it out.
You guys are watching Mousetopia
Or you're
podcast.
You're listening. I don't watch the videos. I hate
You don't watch yourself?
You don't watch the videos?
So he started a TikTok recently.
Oh,
and he's putting clips of our past episodes on.
Right.
What's our TikTok?
So TikTok is also Mousetopia. Mousetopia_ENT. Just a couple of videos. I'm just putting some of the best clips so far. Yeah, but I'm only concentrated on episode 21.
Yeah, but that was our very first episode.
Best episode.
Yeah, that was our very first episode.
Yeah, so I'm looking at him like, oh man, look at him. His long hair, his bullshit. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me take this off. But then just seeing us, it doesn't seem like that long ago.
No, it doesn't seem like that long
but then
ago.
I look at those videos like, that was a long time ago.
That was more than a year ago? Was it?
Probably
more than a year ago.
Was it 2020?
More than a year ago.
Yeah, it was more than a year ago.
Yeah.
And we did it in the Adventureland room. One of the best rooms in the house. Welcome, guys. Well, welcome back.
Was that the
Mousetopia?
you guys?
It was just the two of us, yeah.
With no original Eric on it?
No original Eric. We were talking about original Eric that day, remember? We're
because that was the first post-COVID, the first episode where we came back. Where
from
just
COVID. Both of us had COVID.
Oh, okay.
And that was a long conversation about COVID. The first 30 minutes were about COVID, about how I got it and how I went back. How you got it, how you went back, how you were mad that I was at Fat Cat Swingers.
I hope this guy dies of COVID. But you know what? That's actually a good segue. First off, welcome to Mousetopia.
I know, we're just excited. We're just excited because we haven't done this in a while.
To my right, Teardrop Tony.
Hello.
Fake applause. To my left, Variant E. And of course, El Guapo introduced himself. And I'm Jonas, hero and a half shell.
Yeah. Turtle power.
Jonas Power.
Yeah. So anyways, that's a nice segue into COVID because that's why El Guapo wasn't here for episode 35.
Original 35.
It got me, man. And you know what? It's actually the first time it's gotten me. The only time it's gotten me. Hopefully I don't get it again.
We talked a lot about it on our text thread. And then on the last pod where we seemed to be getting a play-by-play what you were going through, and we were like, oh, shit.
It sucked. Like, the first time, I always joke around with everybody that I never get cold, that I'm a human furnace.
Right,
I never get cold. Doesn't matter how cold it is outside, right? Yeah. Human furnace, right? And the first day I got up, and it was middle of June, so it's already really hot, but I'm sitting on my couch, and I'm shivering like I'm sitting in 3 feet of snow. And I can't stop shivering. But on the other end of the couch, my girlfriend and my son, who both had it also, their fevers are like 103, 102. So I can't turn off the AC because I'm trying to drop their temperature. But I'm over here shivering for half the day. And then around 1 o'clock or so, the shivering stops, and then my fever goes up to 103. So I was like, Jesus
caught up.
Right. Yeah, I caught up to them. You know?
So what was the full, how long did it last?
For me, 9 days. For me, it was 9 days. Paxlovid. My girlfriend got it first, and she got Paxlovid, and then I got it the next day. She took it for the fight, and the funny thing is that I even took pictures of it. I'll probably send.
How did you feel with it?
Fine.
With the Paxlovid.
That was fine.
Paxlovid.
Yeah.
I took it, and it gave me like the worst like migraines. I had to stop taking it. I just didn't take it.
No, my girlfriend usually suffers from migraines, and it didn't trigger anything for her. Everything was perfectly fine. But at the same time, thank you for asking, because at the same time, I have a picture of it. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Because the little tag that they put on the Paxlovid box says discard before, so and so date. But then I turn around, because I'm a nurse. I turn around and I look at it, and it expired 2 months prior, and I was like, huh. So they gave us expired medication, but then I thought,
order that for 9 days.
But you know what? I thought, at work we have COVID tests that had expired, and then we got word from administration that was like, no, we can still use them. The manufacturer said it was fine. So I thought,
I mean, for any expired medication, isn't just less efficacy.
Right? So we took them anyway. Not to mention the fact that I was just too damn tired to go to the back of the pharmacy. Yeah. So we took them anyway. 5 days later, she was fine. She tested negative, but it had me for all 9 days.
How about baby?
He had it for 8 days. Oh. But the thing is, and I made a telephone appointment with his doctor, who I work with, and he told me, hey, you know what? He goes, I'm really not even worried about him. Kids bounce back. He goes, this for COVID. It's not. He says it's not affecting kids. He goes, I'm not worried about him. He goes, I'm more worried about you because of the comorbidities with the diabetes and all that stuff. And I was like, but I'm doing all right. He goes, because you're vaccinated. I said, right. So
once again, let's say it. Get vaxxed.
Because I got vaccinated. Vaccinated.
He's alive.
You hear that, Tony?
Yeah. I got vaccinated. I got 4 of them.
A 4. Yeah, that's why everybody says it. I got a 4. There's 5.
I think
is it 5?
There's 5.
Okay,
I've only got the 3. Did I get 4th one? I can't remember.
We had COVID last year. That's probably why I didn't get it.
Yeah.
Since then, my in-law or my sister-in-law came from Maryland, and it was my mother-in-law's 70th birthday.
Yeah.
And then they were working on the party. 2 days after she got off the plane, she started getting symptomatic. My sister-in-law had COVID. So she had to quarantine in the room. I saw her for like 1 second. Like, hi, are you okay? Bye. Closed the door. Went back to the party.
Right.
And then my wife was symptomatic.
Oh no.
I mean, it's still there.
It hasn't gone away.
It's very contagious.
Yeah.
It's really contagious. So, quick story I'm going to share about Director Isabel. Shout out to the beautiful Director Isabel.
Yeah. There's yours right there. Cut your picture right there. Take a picture right now.
A couple weeks ago, she was starting to stay over my place a couple more times and here and there, and she had just missed her grandma. And her grandma, she only just says hi and bye, just gets out of the house, whatever. So fast forward to oh, hey grandma, oh, you're not eating, oh, okay. And then, but the thing is, her dad and her brother aren't telling her that she's coughing. She's just not eating. She's not feeling good. So she, and I'll tell you, Isabel has you better eat. You better eat that shit. You better make her food.
Yeah, that's true.
Being a good granddaughter, right? You better eat that shit. So
don't make it the tube.
She's telling her brother hey, cut up some fruit, make her some quesadillas, and eat something.
Right, of course.
So a day after, they're like, wait a minute, Dad, you didn't tell me she was coughing. Now her mom flies out from New York. She's coming to visit for her birthday, and now, oh, guess what? They did a COVID test. Oh, guess what? Grandma has COVID.
Oh, God.
Now, in their household, it's not only grandma, but it's grandma, her dad, her 2 brothers, and now the mom.
That sounds about right.
Literally within 2 or 3 days, everybody had COVID.
Yeah.
Literally, just everybody.
Wait.
And she got safe because she was with me.
Awesome.
There you go. See?
Because she was with me.
It took a couple of years, but
you did the right thing.
You've proven his worth.
There you go.
So she got lucky because she stayed with me. See? You stayed with me your life.
You see, little tip. You use that as a token later for when you mess up.
Oh,
somewhere you're like, you know what? I saved you from COVID. All right.
In my pocket.
He gave me COVID in January.
Damn.
All right.
Oh,
She's
damn.
My niece's birthday.
All right, there you go. Just in case you didn't hear her, Tony gave Miss Isabel COVID in January.
Well, that just totally negates what I said.
I thought it was last year. Okay, this year. Okay,
Oh, yeah,
this year.
Teardrop doesn't remember because he has COVID brain.
That's true.
Wait, before we go on, I got a couple shout cats.
Shout cats.
All right, so first off, to Fat Cat.
Fat Cat Swingers.
Currently on tour.
The Chicago thing today.
Yeah.
They were in Cleveland yesterday. They're working their way down this way. And they have merch, and I want to buy merch from them. They have new album.
Well, I got my shirt.
Yeah.
But, again, have fun, guys.
Shout cats.
Herbert.
Herbert the pervert.
I miss Herbert because I haven't worked at the place
Well,
for a while.
no. He's been having some big... first off, congratulations, Herbert. He just had a new baby.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Herbert.
He's engaged.
Congratulations, you
he's
won't
engaged.
sleep.
Yeah,
He's
engaged.
engaged.
He actually proposed at Disneyland.
Oh,
So I'm gonna,
I saw the picture.
right there. I'll send you the
If
pictures.
you can send me the picture,
Yeah.
I'll put it up.
And then they're gonna have a destination wedding, but they haven't decided yet. It's been bouncing around.
That's cool.
Yeah, but again, Herbert, we'll
Herbert,
get you on the show soon.
congratulations.
I promise.
I'm telling you, he's gonna be our
No,
guy,
it's our Matt Damon.
Our Matt Damon.
You know, like, I'm
It's like,
sorry,
oh, it's not
Herbert.
gonna
We just bumped him.
Yeah.
He is our Matt Damon.
He's our Matt Damon.
Apologies to Herbert.
Apologies to Herbert. Well, we'll get you on the show soon. All right, hold on. I gotta open up. Oh, and I do want to make a shout to Stuff. Open up.
Stuffy.
Happy birthday, Stuffy.
Happy birthday, Stuffy. We miss you.
Yeah, her birthday was 3 days
Our
ago.
camera girl.
Yeah, but you know what? And this is weird. I think this is true. But last week we went to Disneyland together, and I think it's the first time we went to Disneyland together.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about that.
Yeah, because I was trying to think, like, have we met? Like, just me and her. I mean, she saw my wife at Disneyland before we went just one-on-one.
Right.
But we went to California Adventure. We went on a couple of rides. She had a couple of drinks.
Nice.
We ate at San Francisco Square, but then it was all just awesome rides. Just,
That's
cool. Guardians, Incredicoaster. But
Spider-Man.
happy birthday, Stuffy. We'll grab dinner.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, love you. Let's see. Do you got any shout cats?
Oh my goodness. You know what? Wow. I guess shout cats to them too, because I think Marcos has been hitting me up too. Shout out to Marcos, and he's trying to push them to make the album and keep it going. So for them again, shout outs to them. Shout outs to my mom and dad. I know that they don't really listen too often.
Do they listen?
They've heard a couple of my things. They've seen a couple of the things.
Did they say, ay, mijo?
But they're all like, no entiendo. Or Disneylandia, Shout out to them because, quick story, I recently got sick, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. That's why this podcast kind of came out way after we wanted to. We wanted to 35 a long time ago. I was in the hospital for about a week. I was sick for about 3 months. No, 3 months. 3 weeks.
Oh, shit. I was like,
damn.
is there something you didn't tell us?
Okay. It's not good, though. It was bacterial infection. I'm alive. I'm alive. And so for them, for being so awesome and taking care of it. But now, they've been so helpful because, sad story, director Isabel got in a car accident, guys.
Yeah.
We're seeing her from here. She's in a boot. She's
in a boot, and it's a confirmed fracture.
So we've been being a good boyfriend and having her at my place because at her place she has a 2-story house. Yeah. So imagine trying to go up crutches, trying to go up the upstairs, trying to get. So she's been staying with me. My mom and dad have been kind of keeping her company while I go to work.
Hold it down. That's awesome.
Nice. Down for them. So shout out to you guys.
And she's probably in the safest place she can be right now in a house full of nurses.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, I don't want to blow her up, but then we just spent like at least 30 minutes doing physical therapy with her.
Totally did.
Get her up the stairs. Just one step. Yeah. One step will be you.
Any shout cats?
Shout cat to my trainer, Daniel Bernal.
Daniel Bernal likes her.
Let's stand him up. Let's
stand up. Let's do it.
Take us to the gun show.
Damn.
Take us to the gun show.
Whoa. Hey.
I got a front row seat for that one.
He's like,
that was a special one for you.
Wait till we're alone.
I know there was a blue moon out, but man.
And then shout out to my girl, Variant C.
Variant
C.
I like that. Variant C.
All right,
Damn, that could have been a good name for me.
Whoa, that's
what happened?
So that could have been a good name for me.
That was stolen.
It's all right.
All right, you know what?
So-
We'll just
no,
call
that's
her.
all right.
No, she's
I'll
variant
stick-
C. No,
I'll stick with
Miss
it, Wally
Variant.
Guapo. That's all right.
No, I'm sticking with variant C. I love that. Wops, do you have any shout cats?
Shout cats to me. No, shout cats to my brother, my co-host in Love, Death, and Tacos.
Love
Love that.
Love that.
So you know we
Haven't seen an episode in a while.
we are working on recording another one. We are also upgrading our stuff. We got new cameras,
Yeah.
so we're gonna try
Yeah.
to do a video portion of it too.
I'm trying to fix my other camera, my Canon, because my Canon, it's
Yeah.
so I have to take it to Canon to get it fixed. Hopefully by then we'll have 2 cameras.
Yeah.
And we'll be able to. Yeah.
We actually got 3 cameras. We got a bundle deal from something called a Mevo. I think they're made by Logitech. I want to
Okay.
say, and you can download an app on your. I have it on my iPad, and you can use it. Yeah, you can use it as a a little MIDI thing. You change the thing. It's pretty cool. Yeah. So
And I ran into these guys at Comic Con.
Yeah, we
when they
did.
were
So-
doing their.
we have the video.
Yeah, right there. They did a mini Love, Death, and Mousetopia podcast.
All right. It's me and Very Knee here.
I don't
We're at Comic Con. We're going to be talking about it a little bit more at our.
We
was
did
that-
not.
We knew that
yeah.
he went, but we didn't talk about it.
All right. So
Was it the time that I went or no? I don't.
No, when you went, but just the most recent one. Did
The
we
most
talk
recent
about that in the
one
last
No,
one?
because I think the last pod was pre Comic Con.
Yeah, it was
Okay,
pre-Comic Con.
oh, shit.
Yeah,
All right,
it was
all right.
pre-Comic Con.
Because when
yeah.
I saw him there, we were talking about me having
How come you
COVID.
missed-
Yeah.
Okay. All right. In that
Yeah.
case, why don't you give us a rundown?
Yeah, I'm going into Comic Con. Basically, I went to Comic Con for the whole 5 days because I went for
Wednesday night, right?
Wednesday
Yeah.
night as well, which
That's
is
a real
preview night.
fan.
Yeah.
I don't regret
people
doing
just
that
do
at
2
all. I
days.
had so much fun.
Yeah.
I met up with El Guapo like Saturday.
It was Saturday. Yeah, it was
What
Saturday.
did you go?
We went on Saturday because we
Just Saturday?
we just went on Saturday because we actually
Oh, you're not a fan then.
No, well, we actually were able to we were actually able to score press passes
Oh,
because
shit.
yeah, because my brother's new girlfriend
We need to score some next time.
yeah, she works in the industry and she got us press
Oh.
passes. So the funniest thing is that with the press passes, if there's lines to anywhere, like to any of the installations or anything like that,
What? I mean, was
you
it
can-
Wayne's World?
yeah, you
Wayne's
can
World
actually
Summit?
go up to it and it was like, I'm part of this, and they'll let you in first, so you
No,
can
but
write
you
about
know,
it.
even without your brother's girlfriend, you're a legitimate press because you're podcasters.
We're podcasters,
Yeah,
yeah. So,
yeah.
and we had I had my camera and we had everything there too. So it was legit. We were
Yeah.
doing our,
Right.
we were doing our thing. So we met up with E and we did a little thing there. But I know this is the way I felt about it, and I think he agrees. It because of the strike, it was
hell yeah.
it
Very
was
sad.
a lot more about
And-
the comics.
Yeah.
Well,
That's cool.
Actually, you know what? That's actually a good thing because I remember them complaining how there was less emphasis on comics and more emphasis on Hall H,
Hall
and,
H,
and
Hall
Marvel and
H.
stuff like that. So maybe it's a return to
How
form,
people
especially for
used
you
to
two
camp
guys.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, and it was. I don't want to say it was refreshing because I also like the whole pop culture part of it, with the movies and everything.
All encompassing.
But I also enjoyed how most of the panels were about this is what's coming up in the comics. Like, this is where it was first revealed that, of course, I'm going to hit Daredevil, of course. But this is where it was first revealed that Daredevil was going to be having a new suit, or the white suit, where he's going to go into the underworld.
I've
This is
seen
where
it.
it
Yeah,
was first
the one that-
revealed. And I was like, I'm in, this is awesome. So, and they revealed a bunch of stuff. I sent him a couple pictures.
It's actually really
like the-
badass.
Of course, you had to be part of that
Of
panel.
course,
You
yeah,
had to
I
be
mean,
part of that panel.
yeah, well, I mean, I tried. I got pictures with two different Daredevil
The thing
people.
is, with Comic Con this year, it was so hard to get around because there was so much people inside the
getting
exhibition
more
hall.
people. It was,
yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
literally
Were
walking
people
like
well, I know that you were masked.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was masked too.
I
Yeah,
was
we
masked,
always
yeah.
masked,
Yeah.
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 I made a
I
mistake.
think we joked that we were the only two people wearing
Yes,
masks.
The nurses.
No, because when I went over there, I'm like, one of the first things that I thought about, I'm like, oh my god, I left my mask at home.
Yeah.
And then once I
I'm about to
got
drive
in there,
back
like
to
one of the
Fuentes.
booths, one of the booths was selling an N95 set. I'm like, you know what, I gotta have it. I have to have it.
Was it Comic Con money though? It was like $64.
No,
it's
actually,
signed by Jim Lee.
Signed by Jim Lee. This is the one that Stan Lee used to wear.
We'll get into that later.
Well, let's talk about that. You have a little
Jim
brush
Lee.
with. All right.
Okay, so like I said, I went to Comic-Con, and usually when you go into Comic-Con, you would have to have a plan.
Right.
I did not.
Yeah.
I went in
But
blind.
you never do usually. You like to like just
Just
freeball
just
it, right?
freeball it. But
And
this one,
discover
this one,
things.
yeah,
Yeah.
discover
Discover
things.
things.
Yeah.
And that's how I usually like to do it. But this time around, like I kind of regretted not like having a plan because
Right.
it felt like I needed a plan with this one because there was way too many people. I couldn't do anything. And then one of the booths have a brand called Hex bags, but they had a collaboration with Jim Lee a few years ago.
So for people who don't know who Jim Lee is, he's the preeminent Batman artist right now. But I know
I
him.
almost say that.
Yeah, but I know him from X-Men back in the 80s and 90s.
I would venture out and say that Jim Lee, next to Stan Lee, is probably the biggest name in comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the
Yeah.
president of DC Comics
Yeah.
like, currently. Yeah. But he was part of Marvel in the beginning, and then he left and formed his own comic book company.
First with
Right,
Image
yeah.
and then Wildstorm.
Yeah. But anyways, I saw the bag, and I'm like, okay, I'm interested.
It was
'Cause
the Batman bag?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted one. And I bought one, and then the guy told me like, "Oh, come back later because Jim Lee's gonna do the signing if you purchase a bag." I'm like, "Okay, perfect."
Yeah.
Yeah, like I've been chasing an autograph from Jim Lee for almost 2 decades.
Is it just you haven't ran into him in a con or
I
lines too long or
have. I've had
something?
opportunities,
It's
but
difficult.
it's difficult.
Or the lines are
But
just too long.
Or
something
sometimes,
like
Should have
that.
a press
sometimes it's a ticketed event.
it is,
and it's expensive.
They sell
Yeah.
out really
Yeah.
quick too.
and that's the thing. You're not gonna pay for it. It's just like if you try to get his autograph, it is a ticketed event. It's sometimes it's a lottery.
Yeah.
And then yeah,
I
I
mean,
came back.
it makes sense because they want to incentivize his signature as a
Yes.
big
Right.
deal.
Yeah.
Just to give you an example, what Stan Lee, like he did so many signings back in the day, like I would literally see him like 3-4 times a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I got.
He's outside the parking lot.
For me.
Yeah.
He's outside the parking lot by the attendance booth, like, hey, true believer, you want me to sign that?
Signs of
This is fucking worthless. This is not even one of your comics, Stan. Like, no matter.
Yeah. So basically, they told me that you can have 2 items signed by Jim Lee, and I was so excited. But the only thing is, I didn't have the stuff that I wanted to get signed.
What did you specifically want to sign?
I wanted of course, Batman Hush. Like I love
Yeah.
Batman Hush. That's one of the few. That's one of the comics that really got me back into reading comics.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, it was the art that got
Yeah.
me into it. It's not the story, but it's the
and
art.
yeah, and I understand that too
Yeah.
because there's certain Daredevil books. Because as you guys, I need to remind you guys, I'm a big Daredevil fan. But there are certain Daredevil books where the art turns me off.
Okay.
It's like I don't like the way this guy drew Daredevil.
Okay.
I like the way this one drew Daredevil. So I'll gravitate towards a certain artist. So
Even when the story's
Is it-
great,
is it-
right?
even when the story's good, you know.
Is it a combination of just
Yeah.
the hero, or do you think just the way the whole comic book looks like?
No, it's the
like
way
cityscape
everything.
and
that
everything?
makes so much
It's
sense.
everything.
It's
Yeah.
aesthetics.
Yeah.
So
It's-
It's
aesthetics
the way
big deal.
everything looks, and
Because you got to think about it. Like for me, like the way that they drew the X-Men in their animated series, like that one for me was like that's legit. That's pretty badass.
That's the
Like,
classic, yeah.
That's a classic.
I loved it because it looked like it could be a comic. There's shading in animation. I was like, wow, it's amazing. It looks like it stepped off the page, but it
Right.
wasn't Jim Lee.
Yeah.
No.
But regardless, you didn't
Yeah.
have Hush. So what did you have to sign?
So they did have like printouts in that booth. You know what? I just grabbed a couple.
Right.
I grabbed a couple and then I met him right there. Didn't really talk to him that much because I do have a video of me having like him signing it.
If you send it
Like right here.
Certificate of
Yeah.
authenticity.
So I grabbed it. So happy. And afterwards, I went to the bathroom and then I kind of sat down. Somebody next to me was drinking coffee, and they accidentally spilled it on my prints.
Wait, hold on. I want to unravel this.
and that hurts.
He was drinking coffee in the bathroom?
No, like right outside because it was so hard. It was so hard to like sit down.
Yeah, anywhere.
You can't. They would security
They
would
move
tell
you.
you. Yeah, you can't sit there, buddy. You can't hang out
It's
there.
so packed
yeah.
in the exhibit hall that they keep telling you that the fire marshal doesn't allow you to block certain lanes.
Yes.
You have to be able to move.
Yeah.
So when
they have
people
benches or chairs
no,
or anything?
well,
Nope.
they have chairs only in a certain area where you can get food and sit. But good luck getting a chair because
Yes, exactly.
you're gonna have
Was
to
the
stand there and wait.
the guy a fellow nerd? What did he
Yeah.
realize what he did?
Yeah.
Did he want to like, hey, oh sorry man, here's some money for you? He's like,
No,
oh.
I just don't.
Well, you
it's
should have been
fine.
putting-
Like, so
walking by
here's the
me.
thing.
I
Like,
remember
here's
your
the thing.
text message and you were pissed off.
No, here's the thing.
Well, I
Yeah.
fucking killed someone today.
No, here's the thing. Like, when it happened, like, you know what? Like, it's fine, whatever. Once I got back to the hotel, that's when it sunk in, and I'm like,
That's where the
that was
answer
my
came.
oh my
one chance.
god! I was
Damn.
like, I'm like,
I had
oh.
his signature.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh my god, like 20 years of trying to get his autograph, and it's ruined. It's ruined.
Cafe latte.
Yeah.
Goddamn Starbucks.
The next day, so there's two parts of this one. This is one that I think I met up with you the next day.
Yeah.
Because you were asking me if he was going to be there.
Yeah.
I knew that.
And all of a sudden,
the
you see
same
him getting
booth.
all fucking
Yeah.
mad. He's
Yeah.
like, oh, let me tell you something. Are you busy right now?
Weird today.
We're gonna go find this
So
guy.
mad.
He's dressed like Superman. We're gonna beat his ass. Okay, El Guapo.
And I was like, I'm in. Let's go.
I have a son.
So the next day, Jim Lee had another signing at this time at the DC booth, not
Okay.
at the Hex
Yeah.
Bag booth.
Okay.
So he had a signing at the DC booth with Raphael Grandpa. He's like one of the new up and coming artists in DC Comics. But anyways, it's a ticketed event.
Yeah.
You have to go to the sales pavilion to get a ticket in order for you to get an autograph.
Yeah.
I felt defeated.
Yeah.
I felt so defeated. And then
All the tickets were
afterward,
gone.
all the tickets were gone.
The tickets usually sell out, like,
Yeah.
if
Yes.
not preview night on Thursday.
So I would have to go because I asked. I was talking to the person at the booth. I asked, like, so I know I have no chance of getting his autograph, but for future references, like, what do I do? They told me that I need to get to the venue at 6 or 7 in the morning. The venue opens at 9 usually, but 6 or 7. Put my name in a lottery.
Yeah.
And if I win it, then I might have a chance.
Start
to,
a little fire,
yeah.
build a camp.
So
Make sure you bring your sleeping bag.
That's how you get his autograph.
my
And I'm like,
God.
oh god. And then I went to the back of the line when it was like almost over, and I just started talking to one of the workers over there, and I told her my story.
Yeah.
And she's like, you know what? If there's still some prints, just go ahead and get in line. I'm like, wait, what? I was like, are you sure? They're like, yeah, just get in line. I was like, I was so happy. But I got to Jim Lee, and I started talking to him. Because the first time I met him, I never talked to him. I
Yeah.
just said, hey, Mr. Lee, how you doing? That's it. But this time I started talking to him. I told him what happened. Like, I got his print from the other day, and then somebody spilled coffee, and he was talking to me, and he was like, I'm so sorry, man. Like, that sucks. Like, here, I'm going to give you another comic. So he gave me 2 comics, the Spawn versus Batman. And he signed both of them. That made my whole trip.
That was it. That was it.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
And that's when I started texting you guys like, bro.
Yeah, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, bro.
I got that one too, and I was like, no way. At that point, my brother and I were outside in one of the installations, and I
Yeah.
looked at my brother and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
You gotta go find someone who has coffee.
I showed my brother the text, and he's like, oh, wow. I was like, yeah, man.
So there's a second part of this story too. So before I went to the DC booth, I went to the Hex booth.
Okay.
Where you got the bag.
Where I got the bag. And I started talking to the guy and told him my story. And he felt so bad too. And it was shout out to Skip. So
Shout out
Skip,
Skip. Shout cat Skip. Skip with
Shout
Hex
cat,
bag.
yeah. So Skip told me, oh man, that sucks. So what I want you to do is just email this email address right here. Tell him that Skip sent you, and just tell him what you told me. I don't know what, and then just tell him Skip sent you, and then I don't know what I'm gonna do, what I can do, but I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
And then, I did send an email then and there, forgot about it.
Yeah.
A month later, I got something from the mail, and I'm like, hey, what's this? Open it up. No, I didn't bring it.
Oh man, damn it.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not gonna let you guys near that fucking thing.
I opened it up,
You're eating meatballs.
and I'm like, what is this? And I pulled it out, and I'm like, is this what I think it is?
What is it?
It's an original sketch from Jim Lee.
Whoa, just
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
sketch.
Yeah.
Oh my.
And he signed it.
fucking priceless, one of a
And I'm
kind.
like,
This is one of one.
one of one.
4E.
I'm like, oh god! I'm like, oh no, yeah, that's I was like over the top.
That's the kind of thing right there that would make me cry.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm crying thinking about it right now because a couple things happened. Either A, like, oh, I have this sketch that Jim gave me. I don't really need. I'm gonna send to this kid. Or it's, hey Jim, so this kid told me a story about how his signature was spilled, got coffee spilled on it. Like, oh, I met him. Yeah, you know what? I got something for him. Hold on. Here you go. Put that in his bag.
And the thing is, he's so good. He probably did it that quick too.
Yeah, I believe it.
Oh
I
my.
believe it.
All right, so put the picture right there. Yeah, you're lucky you didn't bring it here because I would have stolen it.
Yeah.
Why, Jim Lee Dryden?
Why do you think he didn't bring it?
Between Bill Murray was
I wasn't able to.
It's just a picture of Batman with Bill Murray's head. Like, no, that's been there for years, Eric.
Well, here with the house.
Hey, shout cat to Jim Lee.
Shout out to Jim
you
Lee.
are God.
Man, I wish you listened to this.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, hashtag him like crazy so we can't ignore it.
Hashtag like crazy. I'll throw him in there. That's
So
a good story, though. That's a really cool story.
That just made my Comic-Con for me.
That's how I want all of my comic heroes to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
that.
he was so nice.
Like, I've heard
That's an example.
but
I've heard stories about some artists who are a-holes. I don't want to say their name. Lefeld.
Right.
What are you saying? Well, I got kind of a sideways connected story to Eric's story. So Eric was at Comic-Con for 5 days.
Yes.
Now, if you notice by my shirt and my previous face, I love Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
So excited about the new movie. I've seen it. I'm not going to go into the movie. Just fucking watch it. It's amazing. Watch it. All right. But, of course, with every Ninja Turtle release, they have new toys.
Right.
And they showed up at Target, and I bought all of them. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I bought all of them. But then I found out at Comic-Con they're going to have exclusive Ninja Turtle figures.
Okay.
And what they were the same figures that we get at the store, but with awesome paint jobs.
Nice.
They came in collectible boxes. They're about $35 a piece.
Okay.
So I immediately get Eric. Because Eric's already asked me, do you want me to get you anything? I'm like, no, I'm good. And then I lose all nerve. I'm like, all right, please, could you get me these turtles?
Yeah.
And he does 3 separate attempts. 2 attempts?
I think it's 2 attempts. The third day was just like sold out. Like
so,
you know.
2 attempts. He goes to the Nickelodeon booth. He waits in line. Sold out.
Within the first.
They sell out in minutes.
They sold out in minutes. And I famously buy a bunch of bullshit. I'm trying to get a hold of it. That's why I was hoping I could get it at retail price. But when he told me that it was sold out that quick, I just gave in completely. I was like, all right, thanks, man. And I just bought them on eBay. And I'll tell you the eBay price. I'm going to do it for the sake of the story.
Jesus.
$280.
Man.
All right, $280. Me and my wife had a fight about it. Of
course.
that doesn't matter. But
Bunch of nerds.
yeah, well,
That's exactly what you said, actually.
I love it. I would do the same shit.
Now, I don't care about the boxes. I open up my toys. They're on my shelf right now.
Right.
But then I had these collectible boxes. They're really nice. And then I had these basic figures. I'm like, I'm not going to need these basic figures anymore because I have the nice ones.
Yeah.
So I did something that in retrospect is kind of underhanded, but I was fully honest. I put these basic figures in the collectible box and I put on eBay and I titled it San Diego Comic-Con 2023 exclusive Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle boxes, with figures. All right?
Wow.
And then I put in the details below. You're bidding on 4 Comic-Con exclusive boxes with figures and weapons.
That's truthful.
All right, you know what? I knew. All right, fuck it. I was being. It was lies by omission, right?
Right.
And then for the most part, no one was looking at it, and then people were like, are those just the basic figures? I put pictures of everything. They showed that these are the basic figures with the shitty paint job. I was like, yes, they're the basic figures. Some people called me out of it, like, hey, that's pretty shitty. You're trying to fool people. I'm like, I'm not. I said with figures. I didn't say they're the exclusive figures.
Right.
But then someone bid on it. And I was like, okay, it was like $70. I wasn't asking for much. It's like, yeah, he probably just wants the boxes.
Yeah.
Or he probably just wants the figures. Then people kept bidding on it. And then one guy was very insistent on it, and he kept outbidding everyone. He got up to $275.
Oh,
right?
Whoa.
And I was like, this is probably a scam. I was thinking the worst. I was thinking maybe it's another guy who wants to scam people. he wants to buy these and sell it for more.
Yeah.
I was looking at all the other auctions for the actual figures and boxes, and they were pushing $300, $400, $500. So I was like, well, I'm selling this for $275. It's not that bad. And I had a conversation with my best friend, Shoutcat Mark, and I was telling him he's a fellow Turtle fan, fellow toy collector, fellow nerd, and I had that conscience. I was like, am I doing a bad thing? He's like, yeah, you are. It's like, okay, so what I do? Like, he already paid. It was in my box. I thought it was like just a scam. He paid it. I was like, you have to tell him. And I was like, all right. So then, before I sent everything out, I messaged the guy. I was like, hey, so do you really want these figures? And he's like, yeah, I bid on them. Of course I want them. I was thinking maybe it was some uninformed dad who bought it for his son who loves turtles and who wouldn't know the difference. So I keep talking like, okay, those aren't the exclusive figures, right? He's like, what? No? And I was like, well, I posted the pictures. The pictures right there. You could see that it's not the same paint job. And he messaged back, "Oh well, I live on the East Coast. How would I know if they're they're not the exclusive figures?" I'm like, "Oh well, you can check online. They're all over the place." The fact is, I would have gotten away with it, but I admitted to him, and then I refunded his money.
Good job, John.
Good job. There you go. But then immediately, the mindset comes in where I'm like, I could have gotten away with it.
You fucking would have known. Would have gotten away with it.
So again, I feel bad that I spent more money than I should have on those toys. I felt good that I didn't scam a fellow nerd, and that's my good deed for the year.
Yeah.
So, I wish I remember. I know his name. Shoutcat to Mike in New York.
Shout to Mike.
Again, sorry, Mike. But at least you got your money back. And I don't get that shipping back. I paid $18 for that label.
Geez.
Oh, damn.
So all in all, those figures cost me $300 because fucking Eric was too lazy to wait in line. God damn you.
If I can't get up early enough for Jim Lee.
Yeah, he's not going to go get turtles.
You should have just taken the Jim Lee autograph and traded them for the turtles. So, anything else for the catch-up segment?
No, I don't think we're good. I mean, we talked about us coming back from all these stupid injuries and
illnesses and car accidents and fucking locusts and plague and pestilence.
the Black Plague. Now we're going to talk a little bit about Disney because we are about Disney podcast. We'll talk about a little bit of the Disney news. I have a story to tell you guys. Okay, so August. So today's the first day of September. I'm hoping to bring this out as
wake up. It's
the first of the month.
Get up.
So on the 29th, my pass was going to expire.
Oh man.
Okay. So it's been tough. It's been a little hard to try to recuperate from being sick for 3 weeks and not working, and I'm still waiting for California disability. Thanks guys for taking so damn long after I'm putting all my information in.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
So I wasn't going to renew. Because I didn't think that I was going to be able to afford it.
I'm out of here.
Well, this thing's over.
Fuck this.
And then there was one.
So I had put So I had put myself down to go on the 28th, right? 28th would be my last day to go to the park. That day, it was a really busy day at work, and it was one of the hottest days that we had of the year. It was like 105, 106. So it was still like in the 90s that day. And, Great Journey was going to come over. She said, oh, go. She said, you should go. Go and enjoy your last day. And I was like, man, like, I want to, but it's just so hot. And, and then as the great girlfriend that she is, she's all like, we've been doing DoorDash on the side. Trying to make money for Walt Disney World that we'll talk about later, that we've talked about before. So like, we've been working hard and we could always put this money back, but she knows that because we had a conversation with my parents, these are like, why are you spending so much at Disneyland? It's more than $1,000 a year.
Shut the fuck up, Bob. God damn it.
Mind your business.
It's kind of exactly what
Get out of my house.
So But, you know, she's over here defending. She's like, you know what? I could see how it brings in happiness.
Yeah.
And you guys are who attest to watching the podcast know how much I love Disney.
It's the only retion why this podcast exists. It's the only reason why we're friends. I hate you otherwise.
I hate this guy.
You're such a dick over there, man.
If he didn't wear a Jedi thing, I'd talk about this guy. It's Spider-Man bullshit.
Comics.
That's a good girlfriend. She has to take the money from our account and get your pass.
Oh
my God, thank you. You didn't have to. So
and you gave her COVID.
I know, right?
Jesus Christ,
man.
So I put the money on it. I said, you know what? Since I'm not gonna go and it's gonna renew, it shouldn't hit me as it's the fault that I didn't go. Well, it is gonna hit me and thinking, it's my last year of the pod. Like last year of the pass.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna renew. So I thought, okay, it's not gonna hurt me because you go 3 times and you miss, they ding you for 30 days.
Yeah.
So
penalty
next day, I'm like, yeah, I got my pass. I'm gonna make a day for myself to go. And I was thinking, Guapo's gonna go on Saturday. I said maybe I can go with them for a little bit in the morning, and then whatever. So I go in the app. Your pass is blocked for 30 days.
Penalty stay.
That was just this coldness just went over me. I'm like, what? And that was the day that
Disney jail,
Wiki was out already, and I knew that San Francisco was gonna open.
Yeah.
And I was all like, no. When I called this about right away, I was like, what? This bullshit. And then I called them, and they're all like, well, sir, since it's technically the same pass, you have missed the third time within 90 days. So that you cannot make a reservation until September 23rd.
Jeez.
And I was like, so mad.
Well, guess what?
We're going
Everything's air conditioned. Ha ha.
I was so
You're in Disney jail?
Dude. No.
jail.
It's not
jail,
it's
kind
not
of.
fun. I was in Disney jail. And oh gosh. So shout out to not only Herbert but also Bryce.
Shout out Bryce.
But then one day I was at work and talking to these two guys, and they were both talking about going to Disney solo.
Right.
And then they were talking, right after work, we're going to go. I was like, oh, shit, cool. You know what? I'm going to try and get in. And I checked my pass, and I was in the penalty state. And it feels like it's a scarlet letter. You feel like you failed as a fan, that you don't care about your money. I went home, immediately just started yelling at my wife. I was like, what the fuck?
For no reason.
This is like my eggs?
No, because what she does is that she handles all the reservations. Because she looks at our schedules and says, well, we're all off this day. We're not doing this day. And she'll set up all 6 in advance.
Right.
And then she'll forget about it. And so then there'll be times where we're at like a movie or at dinner, like, oh, we were supposed to go to Disneyland today. Like, what? Like, let's go right now.
Oh, damn.
Sometimes there are days where like, all right, we have to go to church, I guess. Let's just go to Disneyland. We'll scan the passes and then go to church.
Church.
So I've become more proactive against watching my reservations.
Right.
But again, sorry, dude. It sucks. I know how you feel. I know how you feel.
Especially with all these changes. Fall's coming in right now.
Yeah.
And all the Halloween stuff.
The pumpkin's already up.
I really wanted to go to San Francisco. I haven't had a chance to go to California Adventure in such a long time.
Yeah.
And then I don't blame Isabel because a lot of the reasons why I didn't go is because I always felt bad since she stopped paying for her pass because she knew she wanted to save money for Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
I felt like, oh man, what a boyfriend! I want to go to Disneyland.
Like, well,
That's crazy. But I didn't want to do that. And then I felt, but then she's all kept on saying, go and have a good time. So I think this time around for sure I'm gonna just take advantage of it and be more. And then eventually, once we come back from Walt Disney World, we'll see where we're at, and then we'll try to get her pass back.
See,
we can go back.
I have a theory that once you guys go to Disney World, I'm looking straight at Mrs. Hill right now. She'll be like, she's gonna come back here. She's gonna be fiending for it, and she'll be like, you know what? I think I need a pass again. She'll get right back in there.
Yeah. She's talking about it, but we understand that. And Walt Disney World is kind of pricey, even though, to be honest with you, it is really not that bad. We found some good prices on Airbnbs and Bs, and then the flights were not that bad. I think it's like $300 and something round trip. But the Airbnb between all of us, $200 for the week.
That's fine,
That's
man.
okay.
That's
With the pool, and you have your Bill Murray wall.
Yeah.
It has Star Wars theme.
Oh,
take
Evil.
pictures.
Is
Take
it-
pictures.
Oh yeah, that's so
Yeah.
cool. And then I think
Is it-
your room.
Is it in the
Your
hood?
room.
is it in the hood?
There's no
Your
hood
room,
over
Eric.
there.
Guess what? There's a Spider-Man room, Eric.
All right.
There is a Spider.
You didn't tell me that.
Spider-Man.
You're knocking
room
at the door. Eric, we gotta go. Like, no. Eric, I want to stay.
I'm hanging from the wall.
Leave me alone.
Leave me
guys.
alone.
I'll take an Uber when I'm ready. No, it looks like it's cool. It has a barbecue. So it's in a resort. So the resort has a lazy river and stuff. It's a pretty nice place to be, to stay at. And I was telling her, like, we should take advantage of the pool and everything too. Like, not just the parks, but of course the parks are the thing to go.
Yeah.
Hey, so one more thing.
Yeah.
You know what theme park that doesn't have jail? Knott's Berry Farm. There you go.
Wait. So I got something. So
Can I get that axe over there?
wait, no. Actually, you're gonna love this. It's my son's 11th birthday. Shout out to Jack.
Jack.
He'll be turning 11 on the 10th of September, and then he wanted to go to Magic Mountain.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, I want to take a couple of my friends to Magic Mountain, and he's tall enough to go on all the roller coasters. I love Magic Mountain.
Okay.
I haven't been since fucking 15 years.
Probably?
Like, I think, no, at least 15 years. It was my ex-girlfriend. Last time
I haven't
there.
been. I haven't been.
Oh, well, shit. Well,
Damn.
we haven't
I never
been.
been to Magic Mountain either, so.
Yeah.
But we were doing the math, and we're like, it's a 3-hour drive to get to Valencia.
Oh.
So I was like,
From
you know
here.
what? Why don't we do something else? Why don't we do, because he's never rode any roller coaster before, like, let's go to Knott's Berry Farm.
Right.
And then, like, we told Jack, and he's like, okay, fine, might as well. And then Swanee was looking through prices. He's like, you know what? It's a lot cheaper if we just get annual passes to Knott's Berry Farm, and then we could sign in a guest. So should we do it? I was like, yeah. And I was
You got a pass. You're a pass over there.
Wow.
You
Damn.
have to get your own damn mic.
Shit.
Your own damn.
I don't know.
Me and Tony the only ones
No,
just holding strong.
He's a hybrid. He's a hybrid.
I spread the love. You know, I go anywhere.
But you know what? At my house, my girlfriend has a Knott's Pass too.
All right, there you go.
I'm still like, nah, I'm all right.
Some of our directors
I'm
doesn't
alright.
have the Knox Pass yet, but he keeps on saying she's going to get one.
I mean, like, I'm sure it'll be worth it. It's not going to be
not
Disneyland.
gonna do it.
It's never going to be Disneyland, but it's a different type of thrill.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I did enjoy the theming of the park a lot. The food is not that bad. It's a different experience in Disney, of course.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of new updates they have from Fiesta Village. I think they did the whole like Mayan thing where lights are reflecting off a jaguar, and it's really more mystical and clean, and not smelling like shit.
Yeah, you talked about that. I want to find.
Man, you're really selling it.
I love how passive aggressive he is when he talks about.
It doesn't smell like shit.
Yeah, you don't get robbed in the parking lot, I guess, and then people.
The hotel doesn't look like a Motel 6. You know?
Roaches crawling on. And, Charles Schultz was a Nazi.
All of that.
You can just say it's trash. It's trash.
Stupid peanuts were never funny. All that.
Those
Snoopy's worse than Mickey. Mickey's way better.
Oh my god.
Well, so back to San Francisco. I said I went there with Stuffy, but it was still not completed yet.
Right.
Like I think the stage that it was at was the bridge, the Golden Gate Bridge with the pagoda tops. It wasn't built yet. It was still unpainted. It's opened officially since then. Baymax there. I want to hug him. I want to hug him. I'm gonna hug you. Food is great, but there's some other newly announced upgrades to Disney.
Yes, I'm super excited about this one. Haunted Mansion.
Haunted Mansion, my favorite ride.
It's actually one of my top 3 favorite rides.
Favorite ride.
Your favorite ride, though.
Favorite ride. Favorite
Thunder
ride.
Mountain's my favorite ride.
Yeah.
When somebody loses
There's no ghost there.
Speaking about ghosts, segue. I'm gonna wear my hat really quick
Okay.
because shout out to
Magic
The Adventure-
Stitches.
well, Magic Stitches Co.
Who made the hat? How you doing, Miss Adriana?
Miss Adriana.
Yeah.
The Adventure Markets is
Adventure
coming back
Markets.
October 8th. Adventure Markets, October 8th.
We missed the last one.
Yes, we did.
We're gonna go to this one.
But
It's-
we recorded the podcast live.
Yeah, Edwards Mansion in Redlands.
Completely new place. It's gonna be so much fun. We're gonna have some surprises for you.
Haunted Mansion theme.
Yes, Haunted Mansion.
So
theme,
I was gonna
so.
go. I was gonna quit my job if we weren't gonna make it.
No,
They'll take me back. They'll take me back. They
So
need
it's on
to.
a Sunday this time around. So October 8th, be there, be square. It's gonna be so much fun. 90-something vendors. It's a beautiful. The grounds are gorgeous, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You have a chance.
We've talked about the grounds before.
Yeah, the grounds are amazing. You guys are gonna love it.
But here's the spin.
Yes.
We will have a fourth. Yeah, El Guapo.
Let me clap in the background right now. So you hear the clap.
Yeah, so now that we have it on wax, you can't back out. I don't care how sick your family
On
gets.
wax. What kind of camera do you
Director
guys
is
have?
behind the camera. I don't care how better it is. Put it up there. She's gonna be there too.
You get one of those rolly little wheel things.
I wouldn't think about getting her a scooter.
The little
Like,
scooter,
she
you
got a
know.
scooter.
Yeah.
You know, they told us at Kaiser, you have to get those aftermarket. I'm like, assholes. Like, come on, let's get her a scooter. Yeah, but October 8th, guys. That's why I wore my hat today. But yeah, Haunted Mansion is getting not a re-theme on the inside. We're talking about the outside of the property. Next to the horse carriage, they will. Oh no, I'm sorry. Next to the exit, they are making a new gift shop.
Well, they always had that little
Kind of like,
that little
but this time it's gonna be
booth, yeah.
more looking like the actual building.
What's
just like a
what's
barn
happening on the
almost.
other side? They're just like I was looking at the picture. I couldn't quite understand what they're doing on the
believe
other
that
side.
was the old fast
Fast
fastest distribution
fast
thing.
distribution area.
But what is it? Just like
Another like a fountain. Maybe I think they might even extend the queue.
There is one big fountain that is there between New Orleans Square and the
French
Haunted
Market.
Mansion.
Yeah.
Haunted Mansion. That is rumored that they're gonna remove it, which sucks because that's a staple.
I love how, and then
It's so
the
pretty.
shade there is so great.
Yeah, and I think that's probably why they want to have more room for people to walk around, which just doesn't make no sense. There's nothing you can build there. That fountain is just
maybe they're just
gorgeous.
trying to make like because I know that when the lines comes out the gate, it always spills
Waps
out into
around
that area
it, yeah.
anyway. So maybe they just want to make it more interesting, you know,
Okay,
like because all right, here's some I don't know spoilers, but then the line for Haunted Mansion in Walt Disney World very interactive.
Okay.
And it's long, but
excited
it's
for
a
that.
lot of fun things to do. So
I'm
maybe
so
they're trying to do
excited for that.
something on our side. Oh God! I mean, I can't get mad at because I love everything Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, me too.
I especially loved the movie.
The movie. You know what? I like the movie too.
All right, so we're the only ones.
Did you guys watch the movie?
No.
Dude,
You know what the movie-
it flopped bad.
Yeah.
I feel so bad because I was having such a great time.
Director's one, I thought maybe because of the time of release. Maybe should
was
have
it
been closer to
Barbie,
September.
Oppenheimer?
Yeah, it was like
they were.
games, kinda,
Yeah, and then Ninja Turtles. Can't
Yeah,
name.
you can't beat
But
Ninja
then,
Turtles
like,
either.
I never like watching, like, reading anything about movies before I've watched them. I don't want to get, I don't want to poison the well.
Yeah.
And then I was watching, I was having such a great time. Like, this movie is so. I watched it by myself in the theaters. It was still there.
The
And
concept was good too, but
No, I mean,
yeah.
like, I love the way that they're able to make it, to give us everything we love about the Haunted Mansion, but
Yeah.
in a story that actually was touching and sweet.
Right.
The humor was on point. I love the cast.
And to be like the emphasis on one of the characters, well, not just one, I think just a few characters, but of course the main character being the Hatbox Ghost.
Yeah,
It was awesome.
Jared Leto. Did you know it's fuck?
I did not know it was Jared Leto.
There's something called the Met Gala.
Uh-huh.
It's a big
Yeah.
it's a big fashion thing where celebrities wear like crazy costumes.
I think it's themed, so you have to go for that theme
Yeah,
or something like
but
that.
then one year, Jared Leto wore just like a regular suit, and he was carrying a prosthetic head of himself, like a ultra realistic version of his head, and everyone wondered why. And I guess that was his way of saying, "I'm the Hatbox Ghost." Yeah,
That's so cool. Now, hey, all comes
I mean,
together.
like it flopped. It made like 70 million, something like that. It cost like 500 million. I don't know.
To make
I
But nobody
CGI.
liked it.
no, it's just no one watched. And again, Barbie, Oppenheimer.
But how was the reception though? Like, I mean,
It was
like,
lukewarm. A lot of people were like, you know.
because that's kind of how.
But better than the first, though.
Yeah.
Better than the first.
Well,
the Haunted Mansion movie.
I really liked the first one too. But again, I'm
But at
biased.
the
Murphy?
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it.
But
yeah.
at the end of the day, you guys liked it. You guys
Yeah, at the
are
end of the
fans
day,
of
we
the
liked
concept, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how I feel about the Flash.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah, because I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it, but man, like the reviews, like how, like everything else, like tanked.
Yeah.
Well,
And,
like that, I think that's ultimately what fandom is. I don't give a fuck
Pretty
what
good
anyone.
discussion right now,
I don't
guys.
care what critics say. I don't care what America or the world
But-
says. It made me happy.
We,
And
and
you
we,
saw
did,
my
we
reaction.
discussed Flash at Comic Con too.
Yeah, we
You know,
did.
I mean, you guys both like the Flash. You both like the Ben Affleck Daredevil. You know, you both
Yeah.
like genocide. You both
Green
like
Lantern.
children
Green
starving.
Lantern, yeah, I love Green Lantern.
You both like pushing over old ladies.
Sometimes they deserve it, bro.
Being up homeless.
Damn. You know?
We have some other Disney topics. One that El Guapo brought to us.
Yes.
And he's actually, do you have it to show us?
I have it. It's actually up on the table over there, so
Oh,
I'd
no.
have to.
Oh, you got it?
It's
Grab
my little deck box over there.
Here,
So
I'll grab it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. So what it is, in case you guys didn't know, this is a card game that has been introduced. It's called Disney's Lorcana. This card game is some people who play card games have said. I'll explain why he did that. A lot of people have said that this card game is kind of like a dumbed down version of Magic the Gathering.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I think they're only saying that because it's Disney characters and they're not really into it.
Yeah.
And I say whatever to you people because Disney characters are they're ours.
Yeah.
So this is what this card game is, and what's cool is you have some classic characters, you have some newer characters, you have some items on there like Rapunzel's frying pan is in there.
Oh, dope.
The Beast's mirror is in there, that kind of thing. And the most interesting part of this is you also have cards in there that are songs.
Songs?
So yeah, songs.
Are they
all
like
right.
spells?
So they're kind of like spells, but what you end up not that song, but you do have a whole new world, which right now a whole new world is
number one.
My
is
number one.
probably one of the most sought after cards because what it does is when you play a whole new world and you have one of your characters sing the song. You have to discard your whole hand, and so does your opponent, and you have to draw a whole new hand, and that can disrupt your game because if you have a strategy, I'm like, okay, next turn I'm going to play this and this and this.
Okay.
All of a sudden, you can't do that.
So
so
you've been playing at your local game
at the
place?
local game store. This thing is
Do
brand
the
new.
magic guys like hiss and sneer at you?
No,
or?
because we don't let them.
Oh.
But we no
Disney forever, motherfucker.
mainly because this game right now, and I'm holding cards, and the whole reason why it was handed to me like it was the
Gold.
like gold is because right now these cards are so incredibly hard to get.
Okay.
They actually dropped for big box stores today, September the 1st.
Okay.
But the reason I have some cards here is because they actually dropped for local game stores on August the 18th or 19th.
And he snapped them up.
And what I did was I actually got up at 6 o'clock in the morning and got in line
Aaron?
at my game store. and I was actually
call yourself a
sixth
fan.
in line. I was number 6 in line, and I missed buying a box of packs by one. So what I actually ended up being able to get is a starter set. And then I got another little box called the Illumineers Trove box that had like 8 packs. So that's the reason why I have these few cards because I bought a little bit of things. But I mean, the what everybody wants right now is that that booster box that has 24 packs.
Wow.
And right now, if you look, everybody's scalping them. So retail price for one of those box of packs is $143.99.
Wow.
Everybody's selling them online for $350 and above.
So that's what got my attention because I never played any collectible card game.
Like no Pokemon, no
Yeah.
No Pokemon, no Yu-Gi-Oh, no Magic.
Yeah.
But then when he brought the collectability aspect, I started digging around online, and I saw that the most expensive card right now is Elsa. That was distributed at D23 as going for $10,000.
Yeah.
And I guess that's speculative, but then there's people watching it, so people want that card.
And that's when it was the game was first introduced, was at D23 2 years ago.
Okay.
But at D23 they did sell like a set of 6 cards that kind of like a introduction, like here it is, and that Elsa card is one of the ones that's most coveted. That card has been reproduced in the new set, but it doesn't have the D23 logo at the bottom. For this particular set, some people who do collect cards, like Pokemon cards, are probably most common. They're saying that for this set, that Elsa card, and they, like, for example, Aurora here, it says Aurora Briar Rose, and there's different types of Aurora cards, and it'll say something else at the bottom. For Elsa, for example, there's just one that says Elsa Ice Queen, and there's another one called Elsa Spirit of Winter. The Elsa Spirit of Winter alternate art card is being called the Charizard of this set.
So
that one is nuts.
So that's the one that's
Shout out to Herbert.
Yeah.
He knows what that means.
That one is nuts right now. Yeah. The one that I actually personally like, and I didn't bring it. I now I regret it not bringing it because I did get one version of it, but I didn't get the version that I like. Is a Tinkerbell. There's a Tinkerbell where I do have the one little Tinkerbell where she's just little. She's got a thimble on her head that looks like a helmet. But what you can do is kind of like Pokemon where you evolve them. In this game, it's called shifting them, and you shift her to a giant fairy. And what it is, it's kind of like Ant-Man turning into Giant Man. All right,
Wipe out the other
she's
guy's
standing
cards.
she's standing in like a river,
Yeah.
and she's looking down at a little pirate ship that used to be huge. But the alternate art card that I really like, and the artwork is really nice in these cards. If you can find pictures of them, like. There's the alternate art one. She's holding the pirate ship in her hand. And she's looking at him and everybody who's playing this game right now, when you use that card, the attack that she does and the effect that she does, they're calling it the Tinker Bomb, which is kind of cool because I'm like, you put down the Tinker Bomb and it's done. You know, so it's got some pretty good elements to it. Well, another really good card is the Ariel card. But again, there's different Ariels. The one that's the Little Mermaid Ariel. There's one that says Fantastic Singer, and one of her abilities is being able to sing a song for less cost. Okay. All right. Whereas there's another Ariel card where she's in the dress and she's walking around and it says voiceless, and it says this character cannot sing at all because it makes sense. She doesn't have a voice at that point.
Even just you like explaining these little tricks and how they relate to Disney, that makes me more interested in the game.
And they did do a really good job with keeping like I said, the classic characters in there along with some newer ones, because there's a lot of Moana cards, there's a Maui card, there's a bunch of different things like that, and people online already, because I follow different groups with this already, some people have already said, like, for the next set that's supposed to be dropping in November, or wish list, like, what's your favorite, what do you want to see? And I already said, man, I want to see the Big Hero 6 guys, Baymax and all of them. And then somebody else said something that kind of made me think, oh man, that's true, Tron. If I could get Tron on these things, that'd be cool.
I'm gonna keep pushing it. I mean, there could be a Bart Simpson card one day.
Because technically they are owned by Disney, but a lot of people are already saying, but I mean, they also own Marvel, and we don't want to see Marvel on these cards because this is Disney.
Keep it pure. If you're Disney,
this is what the Disney movie.
This is the Disney. So and that's what I want. And I'd also love to see, and I think I mentioned this in one of the last times I was here. My favorite Disney movie of all time was The Jungle Book, and I'd love to see Mowgli. I'd like to see Baloo, and Shere Khan. I want to see those cards, And then King Louis. I'm gonna go ahead and go out on a limb here and say King Louis would probably be one of those legendary cards. Because he's kind of badass.
Yeah. The thing though is, I'm inclined to purchase, but then when you get a card that of high value, I feel like, do you play with it?
That's what I was gonna ask.
Or do you not play with it? Or like in my head, I'm like, can I laminate that bitch?
You can get it. You can get it graded.
Or also like in
thick ass plastic.
Little plastic. Yeah.
So I'm still playing with it, but the people will see you have it. You're like, oh.
You know what? It would be pretty funny if it was not only a rare card but a powerful card, because then You have it in its lucite. You have it in like a little case.
And then
they know
wham!
when you pull up the case, they're like, "Oh, I'm about to lose the game." He's gonna pull out his Tinker Bomb.
The Tinker Bomb.
And that's what I was gonna ask you next. Are you planning on playing with it, or are you planning to collect it?
No, I'm planning to do both because
Okay.
like
So you have
said,
2 sets of it?
I do have my set that if you see in this little deck box, I know it's hard to see, but the cards in the front are already in sleeves.
Oh, okay.
It's like, I kind of focus to it.
They're in sleeves already. They're protective sleeves, so I can shuffle them and do all that stuff and not damage them. But then I have another set of cards in the back that aren't part of the set because those are the ones that I plan to collect, to put in a folder. Or if I have some, like for example, the Tinkerbell that I have at home, I eventually plan to send that out to get graded because that one I don't plan to play with.
Did you get these from OG Collectibles?
No, I got these from Psycho Turtle by my house. Shout out to Psycho Turtle.
Shout out.
Yeah, like before we start recording, I was me and El Guapo were talking about the overlap between Disney fans and gamers. And he's a good example of one that fits both worlds.
Yeah.
But, we were talking about this might attract more people to the gaming side, but just because they love Disney.
Yeah.
Like, I'm one of them. I never heard about collectible card games, but just by hearing this.
And these cards actually went on sale at the parks. Now, I do have a cousin that's a cast member.
They have the box there. I think I've seen it on Instagram.
They had the gift set and they had the starter sets. But the original expectation was that they were going to sell it at the parks, like at the Emporium and any of those stores. Okay. And I was talking to my cousin, like I said, who's a cast member who works stocking, and he said, "Bro, we're not going to get them because we usually get emails weeks ahead telling us this is how we want these things merchandised, and we don't have it." All right, so I kept putting it on the social saying, "Hey man, I got an inside track. They're not going to get them. They're not going to get them."
Why are you sharing that info?
Because I didn't want them to go over there and buy everything up. Right?
Oh, the opposite.
But I was like, they're not going to get them.
They're never going to get them.
My cousin said they're not going to get them. People still went and lined up at the Emporium on August 18th. Yeah. They lined up from the Emporium all the way back to Carnation. Yeah. Okay.
Oh my
thinking
God,
they were gonna have cards. They were there, I think, for rope drop. So I think they were there for about an hour before somebody finally came out and said, "Hey man, we don't have anything." Wow. But I mean, at that point, a lot of people were like, "Oh man, I came for nothing," and I was like, "No, you didn't. You went to Disneyland." Wow.
Then that's where the ugliness comes in. Were those just eBay scumbags like me?
Yeah, eBay scumbags. Yeah, we're gonna go with that.
Terrible.
Yeah,
sold in boxes.
Yeah, and then when they did, wow.
Are you gonna sell the box too?
I'm gonna sell boxes, just the deck box.
One card. No, the rest is just Yu-Gi-Ohs.
I'm gonna put the wrappers in here and I'm gonna say with pack, but it's just the wrappers.
I'm going to sell. No, I did right. Well, I'm intrigued.
Oh, man.
Here's what I can say. I'm not going to actively seek it out. I'm not going to go to eBay to find a pack. But if I stumble upon one and I open it and I know the feeling I get when I'm home, like, I can't have Ariel without Prince Eric. I better find Prince Eric too.
I have Prince Eric up in here right now.
Oh well, fuck it.
He's up in here right now.
So how much was the starter pack?
The starter pack was $16.99. That's retail, $16.99 for the starter, and it does come with a deck. There's 6 colors. There's the blue one that they call Sapphire. There's the gray one that they call Steel. There's purple that's called Amethyst. That one. And then there's Ruby, which is red. There's emerald green, and then there's
So does colors have anything to do?
The colors, they don't have anything really to do. It's just that different colors are a different type of strategy. Like what they call the blue one is more of the ramp up in the sense that this one allows you to get more. It's called ink.
How cute.
Inking some cards. That's kind of like your it's kind of like your power, like your fuel to be able to play certain cards. And the blue cards allow you to you're only allowed to put down one per turn, but the blue cards allowed you to put down more than one at a time. Got it. So you're able to get your attacks down quicker. Wow. Whereas some of the other ones are more aggressive. Like the red cards, I think, are the ones that are considered more aggressive because they got people like Gaston Gaston on there and things like that.
That's
And then you got the green ones that are more control.
He's just a drug dealer right now.
Yeah.
He's
So
like, come
I mean,
on, you want to taste
the first
it?
one,
Take this card.
the first one is free.
You
All
pusher.
right, I'm gonna put this out in the universe right now because I know I'm gonna go out of hand if I start collecting them.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling that there's gonna be like a card, a one of one card.
Like the magic, like the One Ring.
Yeah, like the one ring
Yeah.
card. We know about that. Did that end up going to like $1 million, something like that?
$2.6 million
Yeah.
to Post Malone.
But I have a feeling that they're gonna
Post Malone.
well,
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
But I have a feeling they're gonna do that with this. It'll be a Walt Disney.
A Walt Disney
A
card.
Walt Disney
Yeah.
card. And if there is a Walt Disney card, then I think that's will be my unattainable goal.
I can see that.
To get the
I
Walt
would
Disney
get
card.
that one too.
Yeah, to get the
like,
Walt Disney.
Like I'm gonna go to a game with no deck, right?
And just one Walt Disney.
Like I won.
this.
I won. Like you didn't win. All right. See you later. Give me those beans. All right.
Yeah, but I mean this is for me it's a lot of fun playing these card games. I mean I already play My Hero card game. I play Pokemon. I dabble in some Yu-Gi-Oh and things like that. And this one it's
a natural progression.
Yeah, it is. You know, and especially loving Disney. You're gonna.
The rocks have nothing to do with that, right?
No, the rocks. The only reason they're actually damage counters, by the way. God.
Get it right. What the fuck?
But
God damn, this is a
What a
gift.
piece of shit.
the reason I have them is because
Right, Tony.
when characters get hit and they get damage on them, you have to have a way to count that how much damage they
So you
have.
put a rock on
and
them?
you put a rock on them
Yeah.
per damage kind of thing.
Okay.
Now I thought I could have the right color for the deck that I have, but I didn't have a blue or a gray. I had green and white and some clear. I was like, I don't care if I get
Right.
you know. But I did go online. I'm not gonna lie. I did go online and found somebody who has an Etsy store. I forget
Make you
the
custom
name.
markers.
They made custom ink drops of the colors.
The game's been out for 2 weeks and they're already up on that.
But people got
They love that stuff,
people
man.
already did that, and then I found another lady who just recently who does designs for playmats because playmats are like mouse pads only oversized.
Because you want to keep your cards nice. You don't want to rub it on some table with coffee on it.
And that's messed up. That still hurts, man.
You got an original sketch.
But
It's
yeah,
fine.
she does artwork like that, and she put it out on Facebook, and she asked the community, if you guys have any, of your favorite movies, we'll make it on there. And I commented, and I was like, Jungle Book and Big Hero 6, and I just commented on it, and I remember telling my girlfriend, if she comes back with Jungle Book with Mowgli on Baloo's stomach, like on the river where they sing bare necessities, I'm done. I gotta buy it. I'm done. And
You
sure as
refreshed it.
fucking shit, that's the one that she did. I was like, I gotta buy it.
And they say our
I gotta
phones
buy it.
don't listen to us.
Yeah, so she put that design up. I was like, I'm getting
Throw
it.
it to
So
the universe so they can listen to you.
Hey, shout at her.
yeah,
Try and get the
I
shit
think
free.
her name is Shanna. I don't remember her last name, but she's a really nice lady because she's really cool. Monsters Inc. I didn't think about that one. Mike Wazowski.
But the jokester. I'm telling you, I can see the cards.
And they don't have Monsters Inc. cards yet.
Yeah.
But again,
Well, maybe they're trying
no
to
Toy
do that
Story
universe.
yet.
That's
But
Pixar.
No Pixar.
They can do
but
their
still
own game.
Disney, man.
So I got one last piece of Disney news I want to talk about. Something called Disney Cotino or Cotino. I'm not sure. Have you guys heard about it?
Cotino.
So it's Cotino. It's a storytelling community. It's a planned community that's going to be near Palm Springs.
Oh.
And I'm still not quite sure what it is because it sounds like just
It's
okay.
another retirement home.
It seems like but
Old
then
people
there's
place.
an emphasis on a storytelling life.
Okay.
So the idea is you live at this, I guess, artificial neighborhood.
Yeah.
With a bunch of like-minded individuals. There's cast members there that I'm guessing act out the role of neighbors. I don't know because that again, this is where I'm trying to figure out what it is.
That's weird.
Like one of my favorite movies is The Truman Show.
Okay.
And I'm kind of imagining, is this what's gonna be like? Like you go to Disneyland.
Hi, neighbor.
Yeah.
In case I don't see ya.
You go to
Cut my grass
Disneyland,
over here.
and the cast members, everyone's great, cheerful, smiling. We know there's a degree of artificiality to it because that's what they have to do. So, but then we always love the service we get at Disneyland. I could say in the fucking 30 years I've been in Disneyland, I've only had one episode of a cast member that I did not like, and I remember her name, Myra. Myra.
Damn.
Fuck you.
Goddamn,
I
Myra.
was thinking of the fashion.
I was thinking fascist too.
No, fascist was doing his job. He's fine.
Yeah, all right.
I'm talking about Myra. So Myra, I was at Flo's B8 Cafe, and I literally was looking for a napkin. There was no napkins in the dispenser, and I saw her cart. She was a environmental or clean lady, and then she had a roll of paper towels, and I ripped some off, and she just snapped me, "Hey, don't touch that!" I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." Like I felt bad. Like, and there was no apology. There's no, that's okay that I could get you other napkins. She just took her cart and walked off, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna remember you, Myra. I remember you." Jesus Christ.
You're not very
You're on the
Disney
list.
like Myra.
But when I think about Coutinho, someone correct me. I'm imagining, is it like you have fake neighbors, like, "Hey neighbor, how you doing? Hey, so how's your son doing?" Like they're programmed to know, like that your son has the test.
Yeah, that's what I was actually thinking about.
Yeah.
It is like
Our
WandaVision.
directors on the background said like WandaVision.
WandaVision, yeah, and it's a long term. It's not like a resort or hotel. It's you live there.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
I don't have the money for that.
I heard that it's actually a pretty big piece of land that they purchased.
Yeah.
There's gonna be like a lagoon. There's supposed to be like intricate walkways, so you can take nice walks around the pond and things like that.
Even the architecture is all mid-century modern,
mid-century,
all
1950s,
perfect in
1960,
Palm
Old
Springs.
school Palm Springs. So I'm gonna talk to you guys a little bit about a guy that I follow on YouTube. And I talked to his name before. I said his name before. His name's Adam the Woo.
Yeah.
So Adam the Woo lives in Kissimmee. He grew up around Walt Disney World, right? So he lives in a property that was built from Walt Disney as well during the Eisner era. The place is called Celebration, Florida, and it was almost the same concept in the sense that they built this Truman Show style
city.
where they have like a pond, big lake, alligator in the lake because they're in Florida.
Of course.
And then there's like a movie theater there, and there was like there's certain areas that have houses, certain areas that have apartments. There's a little mid-city, like a little downtown area with like a little Starbucks, a little coffee shop, and it looks very, very nice. Now it's called Celebration. I think it was called Celebration at that time too, but they eventually sold it. Disney sold it and just kind of let it go, and now
And then,
yeah. So now, but the place looks amazing though. But now again, it doesn't. I feel like it could have worked. Now, is this one gonna work? Is this?
I mean, the idea is that it's a controlled climate, just like Disneyland. So, part of me is very cynical about it. A big part of me, where it's, you're paying a lot of money to live in this wonderland, right? Completely artificial, well controlled, no crime, no graffiti, whatever. But then the other part of me, which loves Disneyland, is like, I would like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure there's going to be a degree of just complete gaslighting everyone there.
Like, hey, information, we know more about it, but I know that they already broke ground. They're already starting to build. We just don't know too much.
We want to hear those stories about when it's open. And it's like, I got kicked out of Coutinho. Why? Because I didn't say howdy neighbor to at least 15% of my neighbors.
I already paid for my house.
Doesn't matter. You didn't say howdy neighbor to James down the block.
You go to Disney jail. Like
I said, hey neighbor. No, I said, howdy neighbor.
Howdy.
Damn.
Yeah, we'll give you guys more updates on that. That sounds like a cool concept, but we're gonna see how it pans out because honestly, like I said, they've done it before. Will it work?
Disney's had some wild ideas. Some fly, some don't.
Yeah, that's true. It's so true, but I mean,
like the Galactic Star Cruiser.
Rest in peace.
Too early, bro.
Sorry,
too early.
too soon.
Man.
Sorry, too soon.
Fuck, I go.
Too early. I feel so bad.
All right, so now let's pivot to Star Wars.
Yes.
See, that's what I was doing. See, transition.
You'll go far, kid.
Yeah. See, I'll make it in this business.
So
you're gonna go far, kid.
So the big talk right now is Asoka.
Yeah.
Asoka premiered last week, 2 episodes.
2-episode premiere.
I watched those 2. Now, my first thought going in was that this was a Dave Filoni series based on characters who I don't care about. I never
really
watched the
knows who they
cartoons.
are.
Did you watch cartoons?
I did not watch Rebels. However, this has been said that I think Rebels, the cartoon, was 5 seasons long? Question mark? Four. Okay, 4.
I watched the first episode and I was like, I can't do this.
If it was 4 seasons long, a lot of people are saying that this is the live action 5th season.
Okay.
So this is picking it up.
So my point is that since I never really fell in love with those characters, I was afraid of how I'd feel about this show. Like, the only bit of time I had with Asoka was during The Mandalorian, and I was like, yeah, that's a cool character, but what's going to happen when there's no Grogu?
Yeah.
I watched this, the first episode, and in the course of a 55-minute first episode,
Runtime.
I cared about every one of those characters.
You've been invested.
Like I've been there. Like, it's a testament to Dave Filoni's storytelling, where I'm going to try and give you as much information about why you should care about these relationships, why you should care about this girl staring at a hologram, why you should care about this mural that she doesn't want to be there for the dedication of. Oh, man.
And I have a little tidbit about that mural in episode 2 that you're talking about. And you can see it online. They've already put it side by side.
With the
those
animation
scenes,
at the end of
that's
the-
actually the end of the last season.
Yeah, like, and I don't know anything about how the end of the last season of Rebels was, but then I know that something big happened in which Grand Admiral Thrawn and the hero of Rebels, Ezra. Was lost.
Not Ezra Miller.
Yeah. Well, he's lost too. Too soon.
Okay, so I'm gonna give, for the non-people that don't know too much, just quick backstory of. So there's in Star Wars, there's 2 types of stories. You got your canon, and you got your legends. So canon is what we know and love, the movies that are out now.
Luke, Leia, Han.
and Han, and then legends is the other version of them, but like continuation stories of them that are not necessarily part of the story. Somebody else wrote them and went on to different stories.
That's the comics, some
books,
the books,
like that. So
You mean the fan fictions?
yeah, kind of like that.
Kind of like
right.
that.
Okay.
So now it looks like what Dave Filoni's doing and what Jon Favreau is, they're kind of trying to intermingle them together.
Merge the worlds
together. So during the Legends time, we don't know too much about what happened after Darth Vader. Darth Vader is gone. Peace is supposedly starting. Happiness. We got the Rebels won.
Remnants of the Empire, and we saw a lot of that in The Mandalorian.
Exactly. So, in the Legends, there is a character named Grand Admiral Thrawn. He is not like an admiral that you see. You always see guys in like white coats, kind of like the guy from Rogue One.
Krennic,
thank you. But this guy is just evil, and he knows just about the Force. He knows about all that, and we'll just fast forward to what happens. So, Rebels. It's just a rowdy group of Jedis and
young and
characters.
See, that's why I stopped watching it, because I watched the first episode. I'm like, oh, these guys are all cool kids. This one's Aladdin. This one has a spray can. And I was like, let's take Star Wars and bring. This ain't your daddy's Star Wars, And I was like, fuck this.
But I think what happened is that you get the generation that was a little younger than us when we started seeing Star Wars, and then you get them into first Clone Wars, and then you go into Rebels and stuff like that. Once Rebels gets into season 4, it's more of an adult thing, kind of like how Harry Potter went from being super young to
oh my god, my friends are dead.
Like, all my friends are dead. They start to get a little darker. Yeah. So same thing, I think, with Rebels. Rebels went in that direction. So
basically they age with the audience.
Yeah. Basically. So kind of like how we saw Marvel. Marvel did the same thing. At the end of the Endgame, people were dying and disappearing and all this shit. So, anyways. So to make a long story short, in Rebels, Ezra is part of their group, who's a Force, he knows the Force, another Jedi. He finds a way to get rid of Thrawn, but at the same time sacrificing himself. They don't die. What they end up doing is they get transported somewhere else through these beings that kind of look like a mixture between whales and octopus.
Whale-capus.
Whale-capus.
Space whale.
I forgot their names, to be honest with you. But they get transported to another galaxy, but he sacrificed himself because of Thrawn. We knew how bad Thrawn was. So that's where we're leaving off is if Thrawn, so there's murmurs of Thrawn still being alive. So if Thrawn's alive, Ezra should be too. So there's this woman who's trying to reach him, and we get to know more about her in the first 2 episodes of Asoka. Yeah. Oh, actually, we meet her actually in The Mandalorian before, but she's fighting against Asoka. We know why. She's trying to get Thrawn back. So now we know Thrawn's trying to come back. They're trying to get Thrawn back. And the other group's trying to get Ezra back, of course, because he's been disappeared for so long. So that's just a little bit of backstory about Thrawn and him. And I know a little bit more about him, but I used to watch Rebels a little bit, but I never watched every single episode.
But did you do some research before you started watching Ahsoka?
A little bit, just a little bit, just to get a good one to watch if you want to catch up on the seasons is New Rockstar. Shout out to New Rockstar. Eric Voss. He goes back to all 4 seasons and gives it to you in about 10 minutes.
Things you need to know before you watch Ahsoka.
Before you watch Ahsoka, for sure.
But I think that's the strength of the show is I didn't watch any recaps, I didn't read anything, but it was able to just catch me. And maybe I'm a sucker for anything Star Wars.
Right.
I always joke with my wife like, oh my God, this hot girl Star Wars. Everyone's hot. One of the most amazing things, and I should know this. I said it declaratively, but I think it's the first time I ever saw 2 women lightsaber fight.
Yeah.
And it was an awesome fight.
It was a really good fight.
I mean, like, everything in this show was getting me excited.
Well, we considered the villains for now, because we don't know, like, the ones that the protagonists at the beginning of episode 1 and all that.
There's, what's her name? Morgenthau.
But, no, Morgan... All right, yeah, no, not Morgenthau, Morgan something for your name.
Yeah, and then the old Sith, and then the white-haired Sith.
Yeah, they. What's his the actor name?
Ray Stevenson.
Ray Stevenson. This guy.
For our friend Ray.
The Punisher, by the way.
That's right.
Whoa, that's him?
That's him.
The old Punisher.
Oh my gosh.
He's from Punisher Warzone.
Oh man.
That's the one that.
Hey, shout out to you for remembering that.
He's not the OG. He's the one after Thomas Jane. But he was the one who Thomas Jane was more cerebral in his movie, whereas Ray Stevenson was brutal just brutal as hell.
I only know that because I've watched Punisher Warzone kill count videos.
Yeah, Punisher Warzone. I mean, the man literally punches a guy's face in.
Oh,
so that movie is nuts, but it's good.
His presence as well, if he's we don't know who he is, but
he looks like just a gun for hire.
Yeah, he comes from that time where So Order 66 and he disappeared, whatever. His presence though. He steals the scene.
Yeah.
He steals the scene.
The first time we see him, he just comes up.
Pretty much anything he's in. I mean, if you also recall, he's also one of Thor's friends.
You mean one of his buddies?
One of his buddies, the guy who goes, "Found you." That's him. That's Ray Stevenson. Yeah, that's him. So
what's the plan for Ahsoka then? Is it 8 episodes?
I think it's 6.
6. Oh shit! Then it's already halfway done.
Yeah.
Jeez,
man,
that's pretty short.
Because I can't wait.
You know, I'm guessing though Eric hasn't seen either one of them.
I haven't seen it.
He doesn't.
And that's the thing. My brother is not actually a big fan of Star Wars either, but he did watch the cartoons.
Okay.
He's a big fan of the cartoons.
So then this would be his bridge into watching live action.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
You know what? The thing is that I think Rosario Dawson does a really good job as Ahsoka.
No, I think she's great, but then, and this is not a criticism because it's just something I noticed, she has 2 faces. Stern or smug. Everything she does is either...
Yeah. Yeah, but she's good at it. Yeah. You know, that's the thing. And the thing is, my girlfriend and I were watching it, and we're thinking, "Damn, Rosario Dawson is good. She's kick ass in this." But then I don't know why it came up, and we're like, a good movie would be one with Rosario Dawson and Zoe Saldana in the same movie because they're both ass kickers.
They could be sisters.
They could.
Let's play with this. They're sisters who are both former government operatives whose parents got killed. Oh, if it's Black Widow. I'm sorry. It's Mulatto Black Widow.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
See, but
that could have worked.
But I mean, I think I would watch a movie with them two together. You know, I mean, they're just good.
Yeah.
Has Rosario Dawson been in MCU?
It's been in the Netflix MCU.
Yeah, she's the night nurse.
Oh, okay.
She's the one constant that was in Daredevil, that was in Iron Fist, that was in Luke Cage, that was in the Defenders.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's the night nurse.
So
Which-
the Netflix MCU, is it considered canon?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now
I
it's
mean,
considered
characters are
canon.
crossing over. Yeah.
Daredevil's already been in Spider-Man, and Kingpin was already.
But is it
in,
the same character though?
Yeah.
Like it is.
Yeah.
Okay, it's been confirmed. Okay.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna switch over to
MCU.
MCU. So
There you go.
in my talking points, I literally put Secret Invasion ? And then we both decided
No, okay.
I didn't watch it.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm
I
pretty
watched
sure
it.
you
Yeah,
watched it.
I watched it. I finished it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I have not watched it. I did read the comics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
I mean,
Secret Invasion. Yeah.
Completely different.
Yeah,
well, yes,
of
it is
course,
completely different.
Yeah, it is completely different.
They
But did it catch you by surprise? Kind of like how the comics did, though.
It didn't catch me by surprise. What caught me by surprise
Careful, I
is
might still watch it.
Yeah, what caught me by surprise
I might.
is who they revealed as Skrulls. Like the people who they revealed as a Skrull in this show.
I know who they are because
and I don't want to spoil it for anybody else.
Yeah.
But when you learn who's the Skrull, and you're like, son of a bitch, how long has this happened?
Yeah.
How long has this been this way?
Well, that's the beauty of the Skrulls.
Yeah, and there's already a timeline. Like saying, well, this
When?
person's been a Skrull from since this movie,
Right.
and they give evidence of how.
Yes.
The last pod we were talking about how we're trying to decide who the big bad is of the next phase of Marvel, since we thought it was going to be Kang, and maybe that's going to be an issue, or it's going to be the Skrulls. So there might be something like, oh yeah, no.
See, but the thing is, I don't think it's gonna be the Skrulls. The one thing that really disappointed me about Secret Invasion in this case is that they introduced in Secret Invasion the Super Skrull.
Yeah.
All right, but the Super Skrull.
Does he look like how he does in the comic?
No,
With, like,
that's the thing.
So they're waiting for Fantastic Four.
That's
maybe
what
then.
pissed me off is that the Super Skrull is they took the 4 powers of the Fantastic Four and put them in one Skrull.
Yeah, and
in
he had
this
one invisible arm, one flame arm.
Well,
one...
in this one, the Super Skrull has powers from a bunch of characters in all the MCU so far. They've got the guy with the arms from like Drax, and then all of a sudden he's the Abomination, and then.
Bob, what I can say a little bit to kind of spoil it for you guys.
That's
we don't want to
fine.
spoil it.
Well, go ahead. I don't.
Are you sure?
It for the sake of conversation, go for it.
Okay.
If I cared,
So
I
the
would've
reason
watched by now.
that I think Nick Fury is such an intricate part of this series is because we figure out that after Endgame, it seems like secretively they have collected the DNAs of the superheroes after the fight. So that's why we have.
I think it's
DNA.
I think it's even prior to that because
You think so?
they took blood from the Chitauri from the first battle in New York.
Yeah.
You know, so they've had blood from and DNA samples from all of these villains and heroes.
I mean, it probably started with S.H.I.E.L.D. and then eventually, since S.H.I.E.L.D. was dismantled, of course, that could be Hydra, it could be
Sword.
whoever, and it just started going everywhere. So that's why there are so many different types of vials of different. So when you're looking at them, looking at the screen, oh, well, there's Groot, well, there's Drax, well, there's. So it really pissed me off because I did read a little bit of the Secret Invasion comic book, and yeah.
It's not the same. You know.
Yeah, it's not like
It's
from what
the
I've
thing.
read. Because like I said, I didn't watch it. I never watched the
First
show.
couple of episodes had me because it was very espionage-y, whatever.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
But
drew
then all
me.
of
I
a
was like,
sudden
is this
they
gonna...
fucking
Yeah.
made a right turn
And-
to
and-
Shieldsville.
Welcome to space, guys.
Damn. But you know what? I'm not gonna lie though. But I'm probably a little biased, and I'll admit the addition of Emilia Clarke in it though. I
she's a great
like.
actress.
Oh wait,
Because-
Daenerys Targaryen.
Yeah.
Oh,
The addition of Emilia
Does she
Clarke.
play the
I'll watch
Daenerys?
anything with her in it, man. I like her. Yeah, I like her.
Yeah.
I even went to go see that movie Last Christmas
Wait.
with her. I was like,
That's
fuck
a
it, I
fan.
don't care. I'll go watch it. Cool. You know, but I mean, that's actually a pretty good movie.
Me before you.
Yeah.
Is it Me Before You?
I don't know.
Like that really sad movie that she was like, Me Before You, right? Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't think
Okay.
I've seen that one.
I'll
Yeah,
play that
yeah,
one either.
Last Christmas is also good, and then it has a
Was
twist.
that the rom-com Last Christmas?
It kind of is, yeah.
Baby, gonna watch it.
It has that. It has the guy from Crazy Rich Asians. The guy who plays the rich guy. I
Okay.
forget his name. Something Goulding.
Henry Golden. Gold?
Something Goulding. I think it was that
There
name
she
is
is. We're
Goulding.
getting a nod from Variant C.
Yeah. So
she shows her wallpaper. It's him.
It has so cute. It has him, and it has it has the mom from Crazy Rich Asians in there too. She's in that movie as well. They're all just great in it. I mean, it's a good
You're
cast.
listening to Amelia Clark.
Amelia Clark podcast.
So here's a question that I like, just to piggyback on what Jonas was saying earlier. Who is going to be the big bad? Like, aside from Kang, which might be scrapped.
It
right?
could be scrapped.
It could be scrapped.
Given everything, everything that all the
allegedly.
legal.
Where do you think the MCU is heading? Like, what direction do you want it to go?
Where I want it to go?
Where you want it to go? Because, like I said, Secret Invasion, it doesn't follow the comics. But when do they ever follow the comics?
They really don't.
They really don't.
Civil War didn't follow the
Not
comics because
at all.
if Civil
And
War had followed the
that's
comics,
kind of
people would have died.
That's the greatest thing about the MCU is that
Yeah.
they took very intricate, long-running stories and they gave it to us in a way that was digestible.
Yeah.
that
Well,
was
one thing too, the comics
concise.
is never perfect either.
And, that's
it's
true.
like you
That's
have
true,
like
you
the
know.
toughest crowd. Like everybody's always like critiquing every
Yeah, of course.
storyline too.
Every
yeah.
little thing they pick it apart.
Yeah.
I personally think that if they don't want to do Kang anymore because of everything that's going on with the
Wife
actor,
beating son of a bitch. Allegedly.
what they can do though, because they already have the Fantastic Four announced and the back burner, the big bad could be one of two people. It could be
So start with a G?
either Doctor Doom,
Yeah.
or it could be Galactus.
No, Galactus is.
I-
that'd be.
I heard the rumor
How do you know?
that it
'Cause-
was going to be
'cause now-
Galactus, but I want Doctor Doom's story.
But now that
No.
But
now
I
that
want Dr. Doom's
now that
story.
we have the multiverse and you can open up portals to different
And we have
multiverses,
Secret Wars coming.
How do you know Galactus won't come through one
Yeah.
of those motherfuckers?
I think he'll be the teaser. If it was, they're gonna go with Doctor
'Cause-
Doom first, and then
and
you're,
then-
you're gonna see a beam, a silver beam, flash through the sky, and we're like, "That's Silver
like
Surfer."
a
That's
silver sword or a surfboard.
Yeah.
Or we could just see a dark cloud coming up to Earth.
Oh yeah, that's right. Wasn't he?
That's all it was.
But Jessica Alba's
It was
so
a
hot.
shadow on the moon. It's like, oh.
What
But-
the Eater-verse or
Yeah.
Eater
But I
Planet?
do agree with Jonas. I think that's the best direction that they can go to is have introduce Doctor Doom
Because he's
and then
someone that we could
Galactus.
digest because
Yeah.
he's a great character. He's a tangible
He is.
character.
Yeah.
But
And-
then I think that MCU with the Eternals, they introduce people to like, yeah, we have crazy ass characters that
They're celestials,
defy
they're gods.
physics.
Yeah.
Everything. They probably didn't think that people could handle Galactus 10 years ago.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
like, what if we gave her more Jessica Alba? I'm like, no, make him a clown.
No.
They'll run out of the theater if they see that crazy helmet.
Yeah, but I'm
He doesn't
hoping-
have to have the helmet. Thor barely had the helmet.
That's true.
All right, so this is episode 35, volume 2.
Right.
Now, the reason why there was so much importance with getting El Guapo here was because he was on our 25th episode. Our 25th episode, our first supersized episode. And we touted that as Variant E versus El Guapo. And we ended that pod with a quiz of sorts, a questionnaire. We asked them comic-based questions. First one that came in, buzzed and got it. I think you won because he fucked up a Spider-Man question
by a narrow margin.
By a narrow margin.
Yeah.
How you fuck him a Spider-Man question? That's
But
how
one thing that I do have to like give credit to El Guapo for though is I do believe based on the conversations that I've had with
butter
him.
him up.
Just fucking get married already.
Based on the conversations that I've had with El Guapo, you know what? He's the king. I concede. When it comes to comic, I'm saying like his vast comic knowledge. You know what? This is the man right here.
But see, the thing is that I feel the same way about E though.
Yeah.
So E will
Get
have
a room,
like
you guys.
he'll pull out
put
these
some
E
rubber
knowledge,
sheets
and I'm
over
like,
it.
oh, all right, cool. You know.
Jeez, just fuck already.
I don't know. Like
Stop
for
looking at his
me,
ass, Carlos. God damn it.
like for me, it's a different kind. Like there's different kinds of fans. I would say Tony is more of a Disneyland fan than a Disney fan because I always say that he doesn't watch the movies, but he goes to Disneyland.
I love Michael Mouse.
Fucking liar. With me, I would say that I'm a Comic-Con goer, but I do love the comics. I do collect the comics, but the reason why I stopped buying the comics is because my house was getting clustered with
Yeah.
comics. I have
Yeah,
like 520 boxes.
I was gonna say I got a bunch of boxes in the closet right now. You know,
So-
yeah.
And then I
Comic
tried
Con fan, but comic fan.
comic fan. That's
All right.
I think that's the difference between him and I.
Well, everyone has their relative strengths.
Yeah.
But for this episode, the 35th episode, I had a different sort of different twist, and I've been teasing it for months.
I know.
Now, before the last episode, well, of course, we could tell you in person. Thank you for those awesome gifts.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Before anything else, I do because he wasn't here.
Yeah.
For our our last episode, I couldn't give him the
Right.
gift. I'm gonna give him.
We're all about the gifts,
Oh,
guys.
what?
We're all about the gifts.
Oh,
I think you'd
man,
appreciate this one.
oh my God.
So this is signed by Jim Starlin.
Oh my God. and it's Thanos just whooping on the Hulk. Oh my God.
Thanos whooping on the Hulk.
And this actually happened in the movie. If you remember, the Thanos did kind of play around with the Hulk and made the Hulk not come out. Because because I mean, damn.
That is pretty cool.
He doesn't have the stones down here, but he's got the stones up there. All right.
I had a gift for El Guapo, and when it was, I might stay at home, and I was figuring a way to do this matchup from his house. So I dropped off this box at his house nearly 2 months ago.
Yeah, it's ticking and it was moving and hissing and.
I said that you will need a sharp object. Do you have a sharp object?
I have keys in my pocket.
Oh, I got you.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, you got yourself a switchblade. All right, that's not illegal. That's fine. All right.
Shout out to Petroyski Knife Company, but no, I'm just kidding.
Don't cut yourself, please.
That's all right. If I cut myself, I got good insurance. That's fine.
Shout out to KP.
That'll work.
There we go. All right, and let's see. Oh my God! No way!
Oh, crap.
Oh,
Wait, is it?
oh, we're gonna have to put the camera on pause because I'm gonna cry.
Put it on.
Put it on.
You hold this for
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Oh,
Yeah!
So he's made it well known.
shit. It actually looks good.
Show the camera.
It actually looks good.
Actually,
Daredevil
I'm gonna sleep in this.
is El Guapo's favorite character.
Yeah.
For Halloween, he dressed up as a really good lawyer,
Yeah.
Really good
but
lawyer.
not the
Mr.
man without
Matt
fear.
Murdock.
Now, for this matchup, I did ask Eric to bring his
Thor
Thor
wig.
wig.
Go ahead and put it on.
Yeah, it's Thor wig.
His 4 weeks.
Like Thor wig.
Right now, they're like, "What the hell is he
I
playing?"
know. What are they playing at now?
And
am Thor.
Stormbreaker.
Son of Odin.
I didn't bring the cap though, but I'm just gonna put it
Just
on.
do it. Just do it.
Better.
So, if you check our Mousetopia guys thread on your phones, I sent you both pictures.
All right. Yeah, just now. Let's see.
Actually, I left my
Oh,
phone by
all right.
Director Isabel, but it's okay.
Oh, these are classic comics.
These are so. I sent you pages from Daredevil issue 30, written by Stan Lee.
Oh.
Now, I've long joked about Daredevil being an ineffectual character. I've always made jokes about how Daredevil's just some blind dude with sticks.
Right,
and
right.
He's in a world where there's gods and robots and everyone that's way more powerful than him.
Right,
And that's
right.
how we got introduced with
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
El Guapo.
Yeah.
Now, this is the one instance where Daredevil fights a god.
Yeah, he does.
And this is a comic written by Stan Lee where,
Against Mole Man, too.
well, get to
Man?
the
Yeah.
first page. This is a issue where Daredevil disguises himself as Thor,
Oh,
right, to catch the Mole Man.
Yeah, Mole Man.
But Thor finds out, and it's the only instance I could find where Daredevil and Thor fight. So you have the pages, you could read them.
Yeah.
What we're gonna do is you're gonna act them out. You're gonna act out your parts. You're gonna play it to the best of your ability. I will be the narrator if there's anything to narrate.
Any of the yellow boxes you'll read?
Meanwhile,
box.
this is going on. I'm going to put it on the screen on
Yeah,
the side.
put the pages.
But I was going to
All right.
over me.
I'm not gonna give you a
you'll see
chance
it.
to rehearse it. just know that.
No, because it's got more natural that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go with it.
We're starting with page 1. This is Daredevil as Thor. So you're on.
All right, let me see. Since I have matters.
Oh wait, no. First page, just my luck.
Just my luck. Let's see.
The first page.
Oh wait, no. That's the.
This is the cover.
That's cover, but go all the way to the first one.
Oh,
there
down
it
here.
goes. There it is. Ready?
Man, come on.
Action.
Just my luck. Of all the. Hold on, I got to zoom in. Of all the gents to run into, I had to pick the real Thor. Good thing no one's home. Even I'd have a tough time explaining this. My disguise seemed like a stroke of genius when I thought of it. Now all of a sudden I figured I should have had my head examined.
That's still you.
That's still you.
Oh, it's still me. Oh yeah, sorry. Oh well, it's too late to turn back now. I've got to play out the hand. But I sure hope the Cobra and Hyde didn't see what happened. Even they might not want to tackle a set of 2 matched Thunder Gods. Anyway, I'd better lose myself in the dark or park outside.
Dark.
In the dark outside.
Hold, imposter! Didst thou think to escape the mighty Thor thus easily?
Now that you mention it, fella. No. Look, I have a job to do. Why don't you go and lift some weights for a while or something, man?
Having been caught in thy deception, thou still darest make light of the matter. What matter? What manner of mortal art thou?
Well, my friends call me a real pussycat, but they may be prejudiced.
All right, he's catching his groove.
Oh, that's me?
Yeah.
Enough! Even the patience of Thor thou hath its limits. 'Tis time to divest thee of thy costume and learn thy true identity.
Stand thee back, base deceiver. The mallet of Thor now.
Oh wait, no, that's still you.
No, wait. It's confusing because now we got 2 guys dressed the same.
Stand thee back, base deceiver. The mallet of Thor now speak in silent thunder.
That's your thought bubble.
All right. He's creating an actual tornado by merely swinging his hammer. I've never faced such a force, such sheer uncontrollable power. Let me zoom in here. The fury of his storm is like a living thing, savage, uncontrollable. It's stripping off my outer costume, peeling the fabric from me like a banana skin. I'll say one thing for you, Curly. When you make up your mind to do something, you sure don't kid around.
Daredevil, this thou who hast presumed to steal my role, but why? Speak, thy mortal. I desire to know thy motive.
Then why didn't you just come out and ask me?
I said speak, mask one.
Oh wait, no, down there.
Oh, down.
That's still you.
Yeah,
It's still Daredevil.
Us men without fear, don't believe in keeping secrets from Thunder Gods.
I said speak, mask one. And have a care, lest I find narrative not to my liking.
No need to make a big thing about it. I'm on the trail of Mr. Hyde. I'm on the trail of Mr. Hyde and the Cobra, and I thought I'd smoke them out easier if they thought I was you.
Thy words have the tinge of madness. How couldst thou hope match the power of thou, such as they?
I'm not exactly a pushover, pal, but don't take my word for it. Try me and see.
So be it. I shall prove the folly of thy ways. But since thou art mortal, I shall apply but a fraction of my Asgardian strength. By Ragnarok, thy reflexes defy understanding.
I never claimed I could equal your strength, long hair. But when it comes to plain old razzle dazzle, I don't take a backseat to anyone. See what I mean? Muscle power is okay, but you can't hit what you can't catch. He's racing towards me. I've only seconds to use my billy club cable.
That's it.
Do not compel me to cause thee injury. I have to direct it.
Nope, I have no.
I have no desire to inflict bodily harm.
Foot up.
Don't worry about it, fella. I have no desire to be harmed. I just want to show you what I can do against those two ex-playmates of yours.
Thy performance is of great credit to thy skill and daring, and yet it shall evade thee not. Oh shit.
Still you.
Is it me? Hold on. See what doth occur when one possessed of superhuman strength can seize thy cable. Thou must helplessly hurtle to the ground below.
Thump.
You got a point there, pal.
Yet, though I have bested thee, I'm singularly impressed. Thy skill is greater by far than I suppose. Therefore, I say thee, yeah.
Yeah?
Yay.
Yay?
Yeah. Since I have matters of still greater urgency, I grant thee to lead to battle in my stead, provided thou dost not wear again the immortal raiment of Thor.
Thoop.
If you mean hands off your threads, the answer is okay. Though it'll be a while of
Whale.
though it'll be a whale of a job tracking those two down as plain old Daredevil.
And scene.
Plain old Daredevil. What is that plain old Daredevil?
Now fake applause. All right, comments?
We need acting lessons.
Oh my god!
All right, so
it was fun.
it was fun. I'm gonna tell you. I'm glad you know a lot about comics. Now
Just stick to that.
you caught your groove after a
Yeah,
while.
you catch a groove afterwards.
Now the opposite was true with Eric.
Right.
Eric came fresh out the
Clutch.
gate good, but as time went on, he could
dropped off.
not do this much longer. So I know we only have an audience of 2,
Probably.
but by round of applause, who gives the match to Thor?
Oh,
Oh, and who gives the match to Daredevil?
That
And
seems,
the winner,
seems kind of even.
the winner of episode 45,
35.
Variant E versus El Guapo matchup is Variant E!
I bow down to thee.
acting chops.
Yeah.
Again, I was trying to think about how can I do this different. I was going to make you act it out.
Actually,
I'm
fight each
probably
other.
I'm gonna do it for when we do the Kill Tony bit.
Okay. All right. We still got to do that.
Yeah.
Now,
And now it's like Thor and Daredevil.
so
Oh my god.
now you have to add to it. That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying. That's your start.
This is the starting point,
Yeah.
and I just got to get I gotta have to get the eyes to be red, like the little lenses. I already have the glasses that I can probably
Nice,
pop out
nice,
the lenses
yeah.
and put those in there,
Nice, yeah.
because he does have red lenses on that.
And then let's see it,
and then
man.
I gotta work on that.
And then they're gonna turn his suit yellow, and they'll be like, "Yeah, your difference."
That's
bullshit.
the OG Daredevil. That's
I
the
remember going
that's
back to the one that was on
the red
original
one.
series.
Yeah, the red one, because the yellow suit was the OG Daredevil from Daredevil #1. The original suit was a yellow one with a black
And I think
torso and
the
a
reason
red
they
D.
use this is because of the whole it wasn't completely all theirs yet. It was still probably belonging to them.
Yeah, I think it
But
is.
now
So
they have all control over it, and then they're gonna go back to the red. I think
that
they'll do a lot.
and they're also again introduced at Comic-Con. There's gonna a new series where Daredevil called Daredevil Black Armor. He's getting another suit. I didn't like it when I read it originally, because originally it came out as Daredevil 2099. It was like a play on Spider-Man 2099,
Yeah.
which is Miguel O'Hara. All right, but it's black armor, and his billy clubs are attached to his wrists, and they kind of protrude, kind of like Wolverine's claws, kind of thing. And they're metal.
They're trying to OP him.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't like this. You know, I just stick with the red suit. So they're rebooting that comic, but it's in that comic it's Matt Murdock wearing that suit, whereas in 2099 it's not Matt Murdock. And, it's
Who is it,
I don't remember his name, but again, it's because I don't remember it, possibly because I read it with high hopes, and I was like, get out of here.
So to piggyback off of that, you know what, we just want to take a full advantage of El Guapo being over here.
Right.
You know, we have to talk about Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or not. Across the Spider-Verse. Yeah, we have to talk about it.
Yeah,
we have to.
Because we were thinking of talking about that the last podcast.
Yes,
but someone had to get fucking COVID.
Dude, God damn it!
I know that we're short on time, but you know what? We do have to talk about it while he's here.
Give me a one-word description of that movie for you.
Amazing. Amazing. Yeah, that.
Because I know that Eric and I talked about it. We loved it from the get-go.
It's like damn near perfect.
It was the best time I had in a movie in so long. I had not one bad word to say about it.
Yeah. I honestly think one of my favorite parts of that movie is the fact that when they go into the Spider-Verse and there's so many other different versions of Spider-Man, and you guys probably didn't catch all of them because again I'm older than you guys are, but they had Spider-Man even from back from the 60s, like Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. That's the Spider-Man that's swinging nice and slow.
Yeah,
that's
with Ice?
with Iceman and Firestar. Okay,
he's like, oh no,
yeah, because he's real slow, right? They had callbacks from back there, and what I also liked about it is all the different Spider-Men that came in were animated in their way
style.
and their style. That's
There's
why
a
like
pixel Spider-Man.
that's why like the Scarlet Spider,
Spectacular.
Spectacular Spider-Man looked different.
Yeah.
Scarlet Spider, which is Ben Riley, he's always like
sketchy
emo.
comic.
Yeah,
Because it's 90s.
Because it's 90s. Yeah. So he looks different. Spider-Punk looked different.
Yeah.
So it's,
Spider-Punk is like, if I were 3 feet taller, I would cosplay like that every day.
Who cares? Do it anyway.
Why you look so cooler without the mask? No,
Do it anyway, man.
So one of the questions that I wanted to ask you is, 10 years ago, when Brian Michael Bendis created Miles Morales, did you ever think that he was going to be as big of a character that he is going to be today? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I did not think so.
I didn't think so either.
I remember when it started happening, everyone was just going Black Spider-Man, Black Spider-Man.
Well, see, but that's the thing is, I picked up the first appearance of Miles Morales. I have it somewhere.
Wow.
So which is the
one of those boxes.
Yeah, it's the Ultimates number.
Ultimates,
4.
yeah.
Ultimates number 4. I
Yeah, I believe so. Something like that.
And
Yeah.
that's when
Peter Parker dies.
Yeah.
Peter Parker dies in it. He dies not like in the movie where Kingpin kills him, but he dies against the Green Goblin on a bridge. There's a fight and there's an explosion and Spider-Man dies. Peter Parker dies, but this kid Miles Morales is in school. He gets bitten by the spider, and then he hears that Peter Parker's dead, and he's like, "Oh man, that's weird." And then as I'm reading this on him, he starts throwing in Spanish words, and I thought, "Oh, he's not black."
Yeah.
You know, he's Puerto Rican. You know, so I was like, okay, well, I mean, that's kind of cool. They're trying to do the ethnic thing. I'm into that. You know, cool, but it just didn't hit me like. I thought it was going to be a one-off.
Me too.
I thought it was going to. There's a lot of one-offs. There's a lot of comics that are just one-time things,
like Spider-Man India, and then they did have a thing with Anya Corazon, which Araña, Spider Girl,
yeah.
so it's the first Mexican Spider Girl. So I'm like, okay, it's another character who's of color.
Yeah.
But again, that's aside the point. I like. As amazing as is that there's little white kids saying I want to dress up as Miles Morales, and we get to be like, oh, that's cultural appropriation. No, but one thing that like you were talking about the Flash, right? And you were talking about the Flash, and then I've had my piece about Multiverse of Madness, and the greatest thing about this series is it did
the throwback.
No, it did multiverses right.
Yes.
Yeah.
It all made sense, and the whole idea about canon events and all these happening and how it ties all together, I was like, this is fucking genius. This is so great.
Yeah.
I remember Andrew Garfield scene, like, it all makes sense.
And
it's all there. Yeah, it's all there.
And then the first episode that one of the first episodes that we've ever done together is when I talked about it, is that Spider-Man has to have tragedy.
Yeah.
Right? Is I have
and
tragedy.
You know what?
And that ties it.
Even leading up to it, I was like, so when's it gonna happen for this kid? Oh wait, that's right, his dad's a cop. It all came through. It was the first time where there's a cliffhanger, and again, there have been Marvel cliffhangers that really fuck with us. Endgame, of course, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But
did you guys also notice that when they showed like Andrew Garfield and all that stuff, they showed his uncle from the live action Spider-Man dressed as the Prowler?
That's
yes.
Yeah.
He was because he becomes the Prowler.
Because he was on which movie was it?
Homecoming.
Homecoming, the first one. Yeah.
He's got a nephew that lives here.
Donald Glover, man.
Yeah, Donald Glover. He's the one who's trying. He's the one
see.
who's trying to buy the weapons, and they were going to sell him the alien weapons. He's like, man, I just want to hang
it's that movie ended, and I was like, me and my kids filed out of the theater. We waited for the post credits, and we're, how long do we have to wait for the next one? Like, I don't know. How long did it take the other one? Like 2 years. 2 years. We were.
It's probably going to be even longer because of the
strike, man.
Oh God! Get off your fucking ass, Hollywood! Jesus Christ!
They delayed that one. I mean, I'm already hurting it because Daredevil: Born Again has been delayed. Echo has been delayed. Everything's been delayed.
All the projects are
all the projects. And the thing is that I had high hopes for Echo because I mean, again, I have the comic books where she and Daredevil date for a little bit, and I was hoping that they'd put Daredevil in that show too.
Let's just say that the strike will make it so they could really get it airtight.
Right?
Yeah, get it right.
Yeah.
And they're saying maybe even Eternals. There's supposed to be Eternals 2. It might not even be made. Thor 5. Which is the Battle of the Gods, I think they're talking about. Hercules and everything like that might not be made either.
Well, Taika Waititi just came out recently and he said that Thor 5 is in production, but he teased that there was going to be a big bad for Thor that's just as powerful. And I saw something online that speculated who it could be, and it could be, again, Hercules because...
I mean, that's where it's leading into.
Yeah, and I mean, they introduced him already. But he also has, just like Hela, he also had a long-lost brother. And I mean, they could introduce that guy. I don't want them to do the whole brother thing. I don't want them to do the Beta Ray Bill thing. I'd rather have Hercules get in there because Hercules eventually becomes part of the Avengers too, and we're rebuilding the Avengers.
Right, we're trying to get them back together.
We have a new Captain America. We have a new Hawkeye, but she's technically West Coast Avengers. Yeah. But we have new people. We still have Ant-Man. We have Wasp, and now we have Stinger. His again West Coast Avengers, but or Young Avengers, I think. But still, I mean,
tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, they're the B team. They're the little ones. They even introduced Hulk's son. And She-Hulk.
Which I did not like at all.
Yeah, but I mean. Hopefully, I'd like to see another Hulk project. Because supposedly they were going to introduce the leader. And
because the blood.
The blood, yeah. So I mean, there's just so many possibilities that we can.
I just hope they find the right direction, which I'm hoping they just piggyback off of Guardians of the Galaxy because it was such a great movie that I just hope that it keeps.
Yeah, you missed that talk where we were just
well, no, I didn't miss it. I was talking right with you guys in my car because I was trying to tell you guys that right there is hopefully a preview of what James Gunn's going to do with the DC universe because he took a relatively unknown group of people
and made us love them
and made them a household name. DC has a version of that. They're called the Defenders of Nowhere or the Protectors of Nowhere, something like that. They made fun of them in the Teen Titans Go to the Movies. If you haven't seen that one, that's hilarious.
I've seen it. I love the Teen Titans Go.
They make fun of them because they're kind of like a Guardians of the Galaxy type of little ragtag group. Right. If James Gunn was to get a hold of these guys and do what he did with the Guardians, he can do anything.
Now, what scares me the most right now, I know that we're running low on time and everything like that. We're looking at where DC is going, and it's so sad because I feel like the public is tired of seeing bad movies from DC that they're not even giving them a chance.
Exactly.
Give Blue Beetle a chance.
We're scared of them.
Yeah, they're scared of them. You know, and it's sad.
The first teaser for the first James Gunn DC movie, or after Suicide Squad, should just be the Guardians of the Galaxy saying, "Hey,
Come watch it.
He did wonders for us.
Come on. I think the actual first James Gunn DC movie is the new Superman movie.
Yes.
Which I'm excited to see.
Yeah.
Which is going to be based off of All-Star Superman,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
From Grant Morrison.
But again, and they already announced who the new Superman is and who the
Yeah.
new Lois is. You know,
Shout cat Henry Cavill.
I was gonna say I'm kind of disappointed it's not Henry Cavill.
You know what it is? We have Henry Cavill at home.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. You know,
Love that.
and then the thing is that because I guess he thought he was gonna be coming back with the end credits of Black Adam and everything, he kind of gave up The Witcher. And he's awesome as The Witcher.
He is awesome as The Witcher.
But now we're gonna have to deal with Liam Hemsworth. Whatever. But again, all right. Let's. You're right. Let's give him a chance because everybody said the same thing about Heath Ledger's The Joker. And look.
All right. So, unfortunately, we won't have time to do what we were planning to do.
Yeah.
Well, let's tease it. Get your 12-sided dice ready. That's all we could say.
6-sided.
6-sided. Oops.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's six.
I'm not a fucking nerd, Guapo.
Sorry. My nerd was showing.
But, well, does anyone have anything else to add before we close up?
Oh my gosh! So this is what I wanted for episode 35, and I'm glad that Guapo came down.
I just wanted to be here.
I mean, honestly, like when and I say it every time we do this, but especially when you're here, we'd be doing the exact same thing without mics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My battery's going lower. Hey,
10-minute drive. 10-minute drive.
I know.
I got fucking work. I've been smiling since earlier because I'm like looking at him. I'm like, oh,
where's Adrian? What's his name, Adrian?
You can see like my power gauge when I first started the episode, and it's just
he's like low power mode. You gotta press the low power mode right now.
All right, well,
hey, that's an actual right there. Hey, I'm alive.
Again,
hey.
I'd like to thank our different perspectives.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Actually, you know what? I don't even want to say different perspective. I'll say it right now. You're our fourth Beatle.
Yeah,
or fifth Beatle. You're the unofficial Mousetopia.
I'm the guy who gave it up to Ringo.
Yeah. We just have to kill Fernando, and he's all ours.
You mean my brother, not my kid, right?
We'll see how I feel that day.
Just want to clarify.
All right.
Oh my
Thank you for joining us.
Really quick before we say bye again, my hat's over there. October 8th, Adventure Markets, City of Redlands. Join us.
Yeah.
Join the back behind the video, us. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna hopefully have some giveaways. We're gonna have some shirts. Come out and talk to us, guys. Have some fun with us. Tell us about Halloween. It's Halloween based. It's actually called 99 Ghosts and Ghouls. So, 99 Happy Haunts. Yeah, 99 Happy Haunts. It's
999.
Thank you. 999 Happy Haunts.
God damn it. You
Man,
don't like Disney.
You are empty.
I'm on empty. But come join us. It starts at 12. It goes to 4.
These are my favorite episodes. Where we're just all just de-evolved. Alright, thanks for listening to Love, Death, and Tacos, everybody. Alright.
My battery is dead. Shut
Oh, sorry. This
one's
first
been
time
drinking, I
Variant C
swear.
is watching this happen. This happens a lot.
Yeah. Shout out to Variant C for coming down.
Thank you, Variant C.
Director Isabel, I love
Isabel.
you. Be careful with your leg. I'll take care of it when we get home. Jonas also for hosting us always at this awesome house. And you guys for watching and hearing the channel. We really appreciate it. Episode 35 on 2 is a wrap.
Yeah.
Fascist!
Be sure to bring your death certificate if you decide